according to that hadith, it means that Allah is perfectly fine with the Muslims to fight amongst themselves to the point in which they kill each other. And as a matter of fact, that's what they're going to continue to do. So their enemies will not destroy them. They won't die by drowning, but they will be destroyed by fighting amongst themselves. And the God of Islam is all too happy to allow this to happen. He actually forbade it from not happening. He said, nope, you guys are going to kill yourselves until the end of time. That is the wonder and the beauty of Islam, that the God of Islam wants his adherents to kill each other until the end of time. Oh yeah, I have a big disease in my heart. Of course you know. I am the apostle of Allah, by the way. So of course you know that I have nothing but diseases in my heart and in my mind as well. Because obviously we know that I spend so much of my time raping young girls and washing in the filthiest water that Arabia has to offer, that there most certainly cannot be anything healthy within my body. Most certainly, of course. But this is the funny thing, because if the gentleman, and I call him that only out of my respect to people in general, to call him that, to say that, oh, Islam does not teach, that Muslims can kill each other. If he doesn't like the Quran, then he has to like the Hadith, because the Hadith supersedes the Quran. And if the Hadith supersedes the Quran, he'd have a very big problem on his hands trying to refute the Hadith that I just read. But no Muslim will ever be able to quell both the Quran and the Sunnah of Muhammad. It makes it impossible for them to do so. And he would have been backed into a corner to the point where he would have been calling me a mother nikah. And that's not nice. And so for his sake, it's just better that he left, because if he didn't want to leave his religion, this would have been the most horrible linchpin and nail in the coffin for his Islam that he could have possibly ever had. Mike free.
Okay, I got a medicine that cures death. If you use this formula, you will not die. According to Bukhari, black humans cures all diseases except death. That's the opposite, right? You will die anyway. Mike's free.
Yeah, thank you. Do you remember the guy, IMSR, Muslim Mike? The old Quranis. It's so hilarious when Muslims are just like pick and choose. Oh, I need to research that, because it's like pick and choose. I don't like this, I pick that. But you can never make any sense of it. It's so hilarious. Anyways, Mike's free. Hilarious.
Yeah, it's actually really funny now that you mentioned that, because Muslims like Muslim Mike, Crouching Tiger, Muslim Truth Revealed, Mr. Debate the Hate, and other guys like that, they are hilarious to me, because they always try to claim that they're Quran only Muslims, and they get their truth from the Quran, and it's the word of Allah, and it's the truth and everything. And I keep asking them whenever I find them, I ask them, I say, excuse me, so can you tell me who Aisha is? And they'll tell me who she is. And I say, well, no, can you tell me who she is according to the Quran? Because I've never heard of any woman named Aisha in the Quran, not one time. And I'm pretty sure she's a pretty important person in Islam, but I've never heard of her according to the Quran. And I know that you know her because you're talking about her. So can you show me where she exists in the Quran at all? And then they start calling me names and saying that I don't understand the original language. I'm like, what difference does the language make? She's not in the Arabic language of the Quran. She's not here. So either you're a liar like all Muslims, or you are not a Quran-only Muslim, which destroys the purpose of you being in a Quran-only Muslim room. And it's just so hilarious to me, because they get so offended with just the idea, no, she's not in the Quran at all. And oh, here we go. Muslim truth revealed. Oh man, it's over. It's over. But but yeah, it's the funniest thing because Aisha, obviously we know about her through the hadith and the history, basically. But her name is not mentioned in the Quran. She's not mentioned at all in the Quran. So in order for a Quran-only Muslim to know who she is, that means they would have to either have studied history or they'd have to study the hadith. And more likely than less, they've studied the hadith. But the problem is, if they admit that they studied the hadith, then they're going to learn that their religion is completely wrong. And they'll find out that Muhammad was a liar, Allah was false, Islam is false. It is the dumbest thing you've ever seen. There's so many more contradictions in the hadith that you can possibly even imagine. There's hundreds of thousands of hadith, maybe even a million or more, and one or two of them will destroy Islam flat, easily. One of the best ones I love is, I forget which one it is off the top of my head, the number, but it's the hadith that talks about the days of creation. And Allah has created every single thing on every day. He created Adam on Friday and everything. And I asked two questions. When did Allah create water? Because that was not mentioned at all. And if he created everything in 7 days, then that contradicts the Quran, because the Quran says that Allah created the universe in 6 days. But then the Quran contradicts itself again by saying that Allah created the universe in 8 days. So all of these contradictions just go to prove how false Islam truly is. But if they claim that they're Quran-only Muslims, then they have a lot of explaining to do, a whole lot. And is Muslim truth revealed even here? Is he really here? Oh, dang it. As soon as I mention his name, what to say, as they say, you mention the devil's name and then he shows up. You know? Speak of the devil and he shows up. And then, like I said, I just mentioned him directly by name because I know cats like that always do the exact same thing. They say, oh, this dude is an idiot. He doesn't know anything about it. Yeah, you know, that's how Muslims always do. They spy on other rooms to find out who says what, who does what, and then they find that most of the people in rooms like this one, or even their own room, are not idiots. You know, a guy like me, and I've gone into many Muslim rooms and they kick me out as soon as they see my name pop up in there. And I'm not even at the level of, you know, Mr. Prince. I'm nowhere close, but I'm getting there. And I'm destroying them by just the smallest, the least question that you could possibly ask them destroys all of Islam. You know, there's the main verse that you can use is Surah 4, verse 82, in which if this was from any other than Allah, then you'll find within it much discrepancy. So if that is the standard that Allah says for himself, this isn't me making it up. If he's using that as a standard to prove whether or not this is from Allah, then you would figure that there would be no discrepancies in it, or at least not a large number of it. Maybe one or two you might be able to sail under the radar with that, but when we start getting into big discrepancies, then they have a huge problem. And then that's just the Quran. The Hadith makes it even worse. It only goes to prove that Muhammad is the author of the Quran, time and time again. Best verse in the I'll say, you know what, Surah, I would say best verse in the whole Quran, Surah 33, verse 56. Bam. That destroys Islam flat. There's no way that they can say anything other than, oh, you idiot, you don't understand that Salah does not mean prayers. Yes, it does. Look up the word Salah and see what it says. And if Salah means pray, then Allah prays. That means somebody is being prayed to by Allah. You know, actually, I'm learning more and more the quickest ways to destroy Islam with small verses, not like violent verses or anything like that, just small verses. For example, if you look up Surah 19, verse 60, 19, verse 60, you'll see that it says that Allah will inherit the earth. Every one of the translators that translates that verse says Allah will inherit the earth. That's a huge problem because the word inherit implies that you don't actually possess it right now. It means that you will be given such property or whatever the item is at a later date, which means you don't own it now, which means Allah does not own the earth right now. He didn't own it in the 7th century, and he doesn't own it now. So whoever owns the earth is still waiting. Allah is still waiting for him to put it in his will so that way he can get it. But right now he doesn't have it, and he can't have it. And this is from within the Quran. This isn't me making it up. This isn't me and my Western ignorance. This isn't me and my stupid Islamophobia. This is just what the Quran says, and this is what clearly, this is a huge problem. Huge problem. And Muslims like to always claim like we're distorting the Quran and we're twisting it and all these other things. Actually, a good way to prove Islam false is to have a really good knowledge of the Old Testament and the New Testament. For example, Surah 3 verse 183 says that the Jews, they were looking to Muhammad and they were asking him, if you expect us to believe you, then we're not going to believe you until you call down fire from heaven to consume the sacrifices. So 3 is telling in which the Jews don't believe that in any prophet unless he does that particular miracle, calling down fire from heaven to consume sacrifices. And if that's true, he says, now this is what Allah is telling to Muhammad. He says, say, there were prophets that were before you. God bless you, I only serve Jesus. And he was basically saying that there were prophets before you that did that exact same miracle, calling down fire from heaven, but you killed them, implying that the Jews killed the prophets who had fire come down from heaven. Now, the 3 instances in which that's the case happened for Elijah, King David, and King Solomon. All of those prophets, according to Islam, all of those prophets in the Old Testament, they had fire come down from heaven and consume sacrifices, but none of them were killed. Elijah was taken up to heaven bodily. King David died of an old age, and King Solomon died of an old age. None of them were killed, which means that Allah is a liar or he's not all-knowing. One of the two. But either one of the two proves that Islam is false. So this is the problem that Muslims have to face, but they can't face it because if they do, it's tantamount to committing suicide. And they're not going to do that, and they most certainly won't give a kafar like me the satisfaction of knowing that I got the best of them. So they will argue and scream and shout and everything they can to deny the truth, to their detriment. It's truly a shame that they spend so much of their time being ignorant. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish that they would actually take the Jesus of the Bible that actually did die for them and to turn to him and then to give their lives to him and see that his way of life is much, much greater, but much more superior than Islam will ever be. And that there's actually love in Christianity. Surah 19, verse 16. Yes. Yes, it is. So, again, this is just one of the ways in which you can easily destroy Islam. And it doesn't take a killing verse. It doesn't take a violent verse. You can destroy Islam with a peaceful verse. You can destroy Islam with the smallest of things, I assure you. And it's so funny that it's so funny it's not even funny, really, And I'm learning different ways to try to destroy Muslim apologists. by using peaceful verses. I don't want to try to bring up jihad because they always duck those kind of questions. So if you want to know a quick and easy way to prove that groups like ISIS are actually Islamic, here's what you can do. Take a verse like Surah 33, verse 56. All right, that verse that I was saying earlier about Allah praying upon Muhammad and sending his angels to do so and everything like that. Now, if it is true that Muslims, when they mention the name Muhammad, they say that stupid Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, if they're doing that in the 21st century, then that means that a command that was given to them in the 7th century is just as applicable today as it was back then. If a peaceful verse like that is active, that means, and it follows logically, that those say that verses that say kill the infidels wherever you find them, fight them who believe not in Allah in the last day, and so on and so forth, smite at their necks and their fingertips, smite off their heads, be harsh with the hypocrites and unbelievers. All these violent verses that talk about you cannot befriend Christians and Jews and non-believers and hypocrites and such. If a peaceful verse like that is true today, then the violent verses are just as true today, which proves that groups like ISIS are acting exactly as Islam teaches. And there's no way that they can say that they don't. Because I guarantee you, if you speak to a Muslim in person, he or she mentions the name of Muhammad, the first thing they'll say is either peace be upon him or Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And again, that goes back to Surah 33:56. And actually, the funny thing is, as I've been reading the Quran more and more, the peace be upon him, that peace is actually directed more so toward Moses and Aaron. The Quran talks about a blessing like that for generations on Moses and Aaron, and a couple other people as well. So it's all right for Muslims to say peace be upon him to certain people, but Muhammad is the only one in the Quran, so far as I've seen so far, that Allah prays upon him. He tells his angels to do it. He says those who believe, and the term is much different than peace be upon him. It's the Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So again, that just goes to prove that Allah is false, because a God who prays is not almighty, and he's telling his angels to do it and everybody in the world to do it who's a Muslim to do the same thing. It just lets you know that Muhammad was just a very, very depraved man of affection. So he had to have the entire Muslim world continue to bless him, because the blessings of Allah are not enough, the angels are not enough, the Muslims of the 7th century were not enough, and so he has to have Muslims in the future even blessing him at this point. And just so, if you have run into a person who talks about context or whatnot, the context of that verse, 33 verse 56, the context of that verse is telling Muslims to pray upon Muhammad while he was alive. Is that not accurate? That's the context of that verse. Muhammad was alive, wasn't he? So if that's true, logically that means since we know that Muhammad is dead, then we no longer, if we were Muslims, we no longer have to say Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam because he's dead. That does not apply to a dead man. You don't say peace to a dead man. Okay, it's not necessary. You say that while he's alive, unless you were told specifically to do so, which is in the case of people like Moses and Aaron, in which it is told that they're supposed to do that for future generations. So, but Muhammad himself, he just wanted the world to give him praise, and he never got it. He didn't have a very good childhood, and because of that, he grew up with depraved indifference to human life. He wanted everyone to do what he said and not the other way around. He wanted everyone to praise him. He wanted everyone to acknowledge that he was the greatest man in the world. And when he found out the greatest man in the world, his name is Jesus, he became envious of him, and he wanted to supersede him, and he wanted to usurp the greatness of Jesus for himself, to his shame, and it's backfired on him so much now. And this is why we have crazy Muslims in the world today who continue to praise his name, who continue to send blessings upon him and his family throughout all time until they see the truth in Jesus, the Jesus of the Bible, not the Jesus of the Quran, which really didn't do anything of any significant importance, except he may have raised one dead person, he may have created one bird, and such and so forth, but he didn't do anything that would be of any particular significance. As a matter of fact, he's a failure in Islam and a liar. He's a liar according to Islam, because there are many hadith that talk about Jesus confronting people who stole, and they said that they didn't steal, and he said, "Oh yes, well, you're right, I was a liar." Like, what kind of Jesus have you turned Jesus into in Islam? I don't understand it. And I don't mean to take up the whole mic, but nobody's saying anything. Obviously, I hope there's Muslims in here. Hopefully they're hearing this stuff and they're thinking about this, so that way they can actually, hopefully really consider the falsehood of Islam, like free.
Well, unfortunately, there are many Christians that fall for the lie that many Muslims love to bring about Jesus. Many Muslims, they love to tell Christians that, oh, we love Jesus too because he's our prophet. And Christians that are illiterate in the Bible, that don't know what the Bible actually like, oh, good for you. You love Jesus too, therefore we can be brothers. No, because according to the New Testament, anyone comes to you bringing a different Jesus or a different gospel, it's antichrist, according to the Bible. Okay, so the Isa of Quran is clearly a false Jesus, and Muhammad brought a false gospel, which in reality would make him a false prophet. Now, I actually have a few Christian friends of mine. Luckily, I was able to persuade them otherwise, but one of them used to believe that Muhammad was a prophet, but that his teaching got distorted, and he, and this and that. But fortunately, when I showed her Quran and a lot of what I learned from people like CP and Sam Shimon, I was able to guide her in the right direction on that. But you have to understand, IMSR, that Muslims, they love to lie when it comes to Jesus. They will tell Christians anything in order to try to get them into the religion. When I was in college, I had Muslims that pretended to be my friend in order to get me into the religion. I had even a Muslim professor that I was pretty close with at the time, and we would debate these issues about whether or not Jesus was divine or not. And he used to tell me that, oh, Jesus in the Bible is never actually clear that that Jesus is God. Never did Jesus say, "I am God, worship me." The whole Ahmadiyya argument. Show me where in the Bible Jesus says, "I am God, worship me." Yeah, actually, I can show you many places where it does say that, but you're going to deny it anyway. And on top of that, they say, show me where in the Bible it says this and this, and I'll believe it. Okay, fine. I can show you where Jesus clearly said that he was going to die and rise from the dead. Clearly. There's no ambiguity there, right? So when I show you that, are you going to believe it? No, the Bible is corrupted. Therefore, why are you even coming at me with the argument that show me where in the Bible Jesus said this, when in reality, you don't believe what Jesus said anyway? So it's really a waste of time talking to these Muslims, unfortunately. But one thing about God that I know is that God knows those who belong to him. And Christ can bring people from the Muslim faith into his home. I really believe that. And there have been many, many stories of Jesus actually appearing to Muslims and bringing them into Christianity. So I don't like to shut the door on people because I'm going to let God be God, So, yeah. Anyway, next up, Mike.
All right, thank you guys. I did really enjoy listening to all of you, which is very good, and I like it really when I see people they are sharing with us and putting their own input. Now, I heard you guys speaking about what is the most funny verse in the Quran. It depends. Funny about what? Funny about science, funny about stupidity. For me, the most stupid one actually in the Quran is the one says that Allah He hate the most voice Allah He hate is the voice of a donkey. That I think this is hilarious, like really crazy. God and a donkey, and what is the most voice Allah He hate is the voice of a donkey. And supposedly one is saying to his own son, be modest in your walk and don't speak loud, because the most voice Allah He hate is the voice of a donkey. Like what your son have to do with the donkey anyway? So there's tons of stories. Yeah, you can go to chapter, I think chapter 31, verse maybe 29 or 30, something like this. So check it out. Maybe 30, 31, something like this. So anyway, the most voice Allah He hate is the voice of a donkey. Okay, Allah, you hate his voice. Make the voice of a donkey voice of a bird. You don't like voice of a donkey, make it a bird. Make the voice of a donkey the same as Michael Jackson. The problem is solved. But Allah the Almighty, He cannot handle the voice of a donkey. And the funny, when He sent a limousine to Muhammad, He sent a donkey. Looked like this donkey was a mute, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, you see it? Here we go. How are you, Mackie? So this is God talking. This is from God. The one is talking, by the way, there. They will say to you, it's a prophet talking, but this doesn't matter. Allah is the one is saying that. Where is the wisdom in there? What is the connection between your walk in a modest way and don't speak loud, which is very nice, no problem, and what that has a connection with the voice of a donkey? Anyone can tell me? Imagine you have a son in the front of you. You say to him, son, don't speak loud, because the most voice Allah He hate is the voice of a donkey. Okay, but your son is not a donkey. What his voice have to do with the voice of a donkey? What is the connection? There's no connection. So there's tons of verses in the Quran which is very funny. As an example, speaking about donkeys, Allah in chapter 16 verse number 8 said, and Allah created for you horses and a mule and donkeys to ride it, and as for decoration, and He create whatever you don't want, you don't know. Hold on. The God of Islam who's speaking in Arabia, He forget the camel? Number one transportation animal for those who live in the desert is the camel. It's not the mule. It's not even the horse. The horse is for wartime. For it's fast, for it is good for action, but the horse does get tired in the desert. Doesn't you cannot survive with it long. Everybody know that the best ride in the desert is a camel. He can stay for many days without water. A horse, by the end of the day, if you don't give him water, he will die. So Allah is saying to us, I created for you the mule and the donkey and what is that? Is Allah telling us that He created for us a donkey and a mule and a horse? So there is tons of things in the Quran. They don't make sense. Like one of the funny, actually, I find the most funny verses. Hey, IME, how are you? You still a Muslim, IME? I thought you left Islam. I thought you left Islam. You would change your name. I don't know. Anyway, one of the most funny verses in the Quran, the chapter of the Kafirun. Al-Kafirun. All right. Oh, you kuffar, I believe not in what I believe, you believe, and you believe not in what I believe, and I will not believe in what you believe, and you will not believe in what I believe, so you will not believe in what I believe, I will never believe in what I believe, so you believe not in what I believe, so you believe not, you not believe, I believe, and then, you know what, you have a religion, I have mine. Like what? Are you serious? Change one word in this chapter and see how funny it's going to turn. Instead of believe, make it I eat. Alright? Just take the word believe, make it eat. So you kuffar, I eat not what you eat, and you eat not what I eat, so I will not eat what you eat, and you will eat not what I eat, and I will never eat what you eat, and you will never do eat what I do eat. However, you have your food, I have mine. That is the wisdom of God? And God sent an angel to tell us this? What is that? This is madness. I eat not what you eat not what I do eat. You know, what anyway, everything can happen in Islam. Chris, you're mine.
Okay, thank you, CP. CP, a few days ago, I was having a discussion with some Muslims here on Paltalk in regard to the Hadith, where it mentions about Muhammad followers having sex with the captured women, and I brought this up to the Muslims in a room, and they all mentioned to me that the word nikah does not mean the F word. They were telling me that the word nikah simply means marriage, and that Allah allowed these women to be remarried to the Muslims. So I was trying to give them all these references, but they wouldn't, naturally, of course, they wouldn't listen to me. So I wanted to know your thoughts about that. Speak.
All right. What about we do this? You take, you try to record your screen and go to all Muslim rooms, and each time you enter a Muslim room, says, "Hey guys, I want to do nikah." If it is married, they will not bounce you, right? It's mean, according to them, I want to get married. If they bounce you, it means something filthy. Do you agree, Chris? If they bounce you for saying I want to do nikah, it means something filthy. If nobody responds, it was, you know, fine. It's somebody saying I want to get married. Nothing wrong with that, correct, guys? Anybody want to get upset from somebody saying I want to get married? Nobody. Fine, okay. If somebody enter our room now and he posts, even if it's not a topic, I want to get married, nobody will be upset. There's nothing bad there. All right. But if they start bouncing you and calling you names, that means the word does not mean what they are saying. So it's very easy to expose their false teaching. Nikah does not mean marriage and engagement. This is false. All right. The Quran says wankahu, 2 and 3 and 4 and from what of women, and whatever you own in your right hand process. So you do nikah to who? To the wives and the slaves. If the word nikah mean marriage, then he should stop with the wives. Do you agree, guys? If the word nikah mean marriage, he should stop with the wives only. You don't say go and do nikah to the slave. Slave is not your wife. So how you want to do nikah to her? So obviously the word nikah is a word means sex. So do nikah to 2 and 3 and 4 and whatever you own in your right hand possess, whatever you own, even if they are 1,000. So simply this is about sexual action, have nothing to do with marriage. All right. And nobody actually use it. Go all over the Middle East. Nobody. They will shoot you if you go to somebody in his house and you say to him, "I want to do nikah to your sister," he will shoot you dead. Seriously, he will shoot you right away. You are saying to him, "I don't want to be filthy, dirty." He's saying, "I want to do the F word to your sister." All right. Nikah. Nikah is the same. You know, in Arabic we have something that's called tashkil. Those are not letters exist. You know, you don't. If we write the word, I can say nikah, nikah. It's the same word. There's vowels, the same as in the French language. You know, like there's languages have vowels you can change. We call it tashkil. So there's fatha, kasra, etc. But the word is the same. Hey, in the name, how are you? If there is any Muslim here, by the way, would like to come to the mic, feel free. Put your hand up. We want to see how good you are. All right. But this is not really. This is not the most important. However, you know what? We don't want to speak about something positive, negative here. I am me is here, and he will tell us about something positive. What do you think, guys? You people, you keep up your cherries trying to find bad things about Islam. I hate you, all of you. Right now, I am me is going to give us the positive things about Islam. I am me. What do you think? Show those people what is good about Islam. Like what? You're mine.
Like turning all the Arab folks who used to worship idols and used to be pagans to start turning and respecting Jesus. They didn't know Jesus. Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught them to respect Jesus and Mary. In fact, Mary is the only woman mentioned in the Quran. There's no other woman mentioned in the Quran except for Mary. Christian Prince, what do you think of that? So there are many, many good things. You know, the Arab people, after the Prophet of Islam began to name their children after the children of Isaac, Isaac alayhi salam, the prophets of Israel. That was something new. That was something good, don't you think? I mean, you believe in the prophets of Israel before Jesus. Jesus loved them. People would never name themselves after David, right? So this would be something that you can think of. Mike is good.
Now listen to this, what he said, guys. Islam is the one who brought Jesus to the Arab. I thought Khadija was a Christian. Don't the Muslims, they say Khadija was a Christian? Am I heard, guys? Suddenly, it's Muhammad who brought Jesus to the Arab. Suddenly. So you Muslims, you were lying to us saying that Khadija, she was a Christian. What do you mean Arab, though commonly they don't believe in Jesus? Who is Waraq ibn Nawfal then? I thought Waraq ibn Nawfal was a priest. Salman al-Farisi himself, according to your Islamic source, he was Nasrani. According to you, you say Nasrani mean Christians. So you see the fabrication of the Muslims, amazing. This is number one. So number one, it was garbage, flat tire. Throw it in the side. Christianity exists in the Arabian Peninsula, at least in that cult form, like Nasara. Now, show more respect to Jesus. You see the Muslims, they respect Jesus. Where? You Muslims say that Jesus, he will wish even to dress Muhammad his feet, his shoes. Where is the respect? Muhammad, he said, Allah, he promised him to have sex with 2 women additional to the wives he promised before. One of them is the wife of the Pharaoh, and the other one is Mary, the mother of Jesus. Is that how you show respect? Am I showing respect? I am me with my respect to your mother if I say I want to sleep with your mother? Is that the respect? This is how the respect will be? A woman, she's exist 600 years ago, and according to you Muslims respect Jesus. Why Muhammad want to have sex with Mary? Where is the respect? Where is the respect when your prophet, he said that the mushrikeen najis, which means the Christians are najis? And you call us mushrikeen when the fact you Muslims are the mushrikeen, not us. One of the funniest things he said actually in the mic, he said Islam is stop worshipping idols. Did he say that, guys? Did this guy, he says that? Islam is stop worshipping idols? Who is the one who kisses black stones then? You're a prophet. He made you kiss a stone. You bow down in front of a stone. You pray to the direction of a stone, and you go around the stone. And you are telling me you stop worshiping idols? That's funny. You Muslims are pagans. And I challenge you, I am me, to tell me why Muhammad he kissed a stone. Muhammad by himself established Islam in Arabia for 1400 years. And you believe your God helps in a front of false prophet? What do you mean helpless? Islam is defeated long time ago. Muhammad died a very, very ugly death. What is left is his gang. Islam, what is Islam? It does not exist. What is Islam? Islam is destroyed long time ago. What we have now is the leftover. You know, when you put a nuke, you destroy the area, and the radiation, the poison will spread still. And you Muslims are the victims, not us. And you are talking about helpless. What do you mean helpless? You Muslims, you forbid us from teaching the gospel in your land because you are helpless. Correct, people? Who is the one who is scared from a page of the Bible? Who? We allow you to build a mosque in USA. Can we build a church in Saudi Arabia? Terrified, scared. Your God is helpless. If your God is strong, without violence, he can protect Islam. You have fighting more years. Yeah, so what? I want to bring Muslims to Jesus. What's wrong with that? 7 years, you are wrong. More than 20 years. More than 20 years, since very young age of mine. You are very wrong. And I love it. Isn't it beautiful to bring and save people and bring them out of this cult? A cult who says to you, if you convert to us, we will bring you a lot of women without panties. Anyone here believe that God will give women out without panties, and each time you sleep with them, Allah will put his fingers between their legs and he made them virgins again? Is that God? A man God? Okay, the man God you are talking about, who quote that verse, he is quoting the Old Testament because you are stupid, you do not know. I'm sure you know. And I'm sure the Christians, they answer you 1 million times about that verse. This is the prophecy about Jesus, what he will say, to confirm that this is me. That they will crucify him, they will break his bones, and he will say, Ili, Ili, lima shabaktani. So because you're ignorant, you don't respect it and you don't see it. However, no problem. Still, you know what? Let us say for the sake of argument, you are worshiping Allah, the God of yours, and we are worshiping a man, for the sake of argument. Who dare to challenge about the quality of Allah and the quality of Jesus? Can you make it I am me? Can you? Do you dare to challenge the quality of Jesus and the quality of Allah? Answer me, do you dare? We worship Jesus, you worship Allah. Let us make a challenge, who is better to follow? So do you accept the challenge? Allah versus Jesus? Do you dare? No, we don't. What Allah? Don't fool yourself, idiot. No Christian worship Allah. And look, he changed the topic right now. We just say, let's make a challenge. We can make a debate right now. Jesus, the quality of Jesus versus the quality of Allah. You see, right away he withdraw. Because he know he's no match. He know he cannot do it. Did you notice? If Jesus is man and Allah is God, how come the quality of the man is 1 billion trillion times better than the quality of God, the one you claim? Are we listening, people? Are we listening? If Allah is God, so there's no way a quality of man will be better than him. So let us see. Let us see who is the one who have a better quality. Let us see who have a better teaching. Let us see who have better morality. Let us see who have better honesty. Let us see who is more beautiful. Let us see who is more useful. When Jesus was recovering the blind, your prophet was kicking the blind from his house. Is that correct, I am me? Is that correct? When Jesus gave the blind man his eyes, your prophet was kicking a blind man out of his house. That is the quality of your prophet. When Jesus, he said to those who want to stone a whore, prostitute, don't do that again, and he forgive her. Your prophet was himself acting like a whore. He spent his life jumping from a woman to a woman to a woman non-stop. Where is the quality? Jesus is not capable of saving himself? Well, this is a very joke of you, because you yourself, you say Jesus was right now in heaven. According to you, Jesus in the Quran, he was able to raise people from death. Do you deny that? If somebody can raise people from death, he cannot raise himself? Prove it. Do you have a proof Allah saved him? Do you have any proof? If this is true, how come Allah saved Jesus, did not save Muhammad? Look how stupid this religion, guys. Muhammad is the best, but Muhammad in the grave and Jesus in heaven. Just to make it simple for you, like me and SR, God he chose to take him to heaven. I go to the grave and I claim that I'm better than SR. That's madness. Obviously, the one who God take him to heaven without going to the grave is better than the one who go to the grave and he spent his eternity until resurrection day. So why Allah choose Adam and all people to be in the grave until judgment day, and Muhammad except Jesus? Any answer? Why Jesus is only person is alive? What inferior to Jesus? What is that? What? Moses turned a stick which never had life? What does have to do with this? This is God miracle. Moses, he prayed to God. Jesus, he said to the man who is dead, raise. Even your Quran says, I create for you from the mother bird. I resurrect the dead man. Anyway, let us hear those that are waiting for long, so they don't wait for long. Anyone want to share with us, please put your hand up. And if you are a Muslim want to debate me, you are more than welcome. But if you leave Islam and you leave your religion because of it, don't blame me. It's going to happen. Black Knight, your mic.
Thank you, CP. Just quick answers about the Moses turned the snake to a snake. He turned that with the permission of God. Okay, as well as the Peter and Paul, they did miracles in the name of God, name of Jesus actually. But Jesus did his miracle by himself, as CP said. He did all the miracles by himself. Number two, Imam said that we respect, as a Muslim, he said that Muslims respect prophets and Mary in the Quran. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of Arabic speakers in the room, and also that will be the same explanation about the word nikah, how they translate it to English to marriage, which is not true. Nikah means having sex. Also, there's a word in Arabic called, see if you know that, al-farj, and this is the verse. How can you respect Virgin Mary in the Quran, and he said that we breathed into her vagina of our spirit? How can you respect that, Imam? And if you want in Arabic, it's right there. Allati ahsanat farjaha. Is this respect? Now you want to tell me the word farjaha is not, it doesn't mean what is said in the verse, but it's going to mean her garment or her body or her clothes, right? And that's wrong translation. But Imam, you speak Arabic and you know what the word farjaha mean. Would you like to somebody talk about your mom or sister tush, let's say? Would you accept that? How can you respect the mother of Jesus in the Quran with this kind of verse? Mike's proof.
Yes, Ms. Simon. I have a question for you, Christian Prince, actually. When you speak to Muslim about their faith, that they are ignorant in so many levels, but some of them, when you confront them with some truth about their prophet, they start lying, they try to change the topic, everything about that. We know that story, we all experience it. So we understand that they feel maybe attacked or something like that. It's more than their religion, it can be their identity as well. So we can understand that even if it's not logical. But my question to you, CP, is how can they want to follow a religion like that, that they have to protect with a lie? And if they didn't know about these truths, these things that we bring up to them, then they know when we tell them. So after they lied and we finish this conversation, how come they still want to follow Islam? That is a very frustrating thing for me. I don't understand that. How come they want to follow something that they have to protect with lie? So yeah, that's my question for you, CP.
CP, do you want to answer or should I take them? CP brothers, do you want to answer or well? Okay, can you hear me now? Sorry, I think I lost the mic. Can you hear me now? Can anyone hear me? Oh man, can just let me start by saying glory to Jesus Christ, our Lord and our King and our Savior. I just want to answer, I am me myself very fast, and then I'll give you the mic, CP. I am likes to brag a lot about Muhammad and his achievements. Let's examine that. I am is a Shia. In Islam, only less than 20% of Muslims are Shia. 80% are Sunni and non-Shia. So according to the Shia, all the others are wrong. So this false prophet Muhammad has 80% of the Muslims not following his message. But I am me myself like to say that's a success. Imagine 80% are not true Muslim. According to the Shia, only 20% are Muslims. So I am me myself, spend it as much as you can. Your prophet failed because most of the Muslims don't follow all his message. That one. Second, if he's so great, why Muslims for the last 1400 years has been killing each other? Especially Sunni. Look at.
Okay.
Okay, looks like we have a problem here. God, your mic is cutting off, so sorry. SR, want to talk? SR, you want to talk? Am I heard, guys? Is my voice clear? Hello? Am I heard? All right. Looks like Paltalk have a problem. First of all, regarding lying, Muslims, they have to lie, and it's allowed to lie in Islam. This is called taqiyya. Actually, even Islam, you see, even the idea of shaitan is a Muslim, you know that? if you go to chapter 15, verse number 39, you will say, Shaitan say to Allah, you are the one who fool me, tempt me, you gave me a desire.
Paul, and yet Paul and Peter are both the followers and the supporters of Jesus according to the Quran. Okay? And apparently Allah sent Paul to strengthen John and Peter in your Quran. So if that's true, and I know it has to be because it's in your Quran and it's an infallible word of Allah, then how can you say that Peter and Paul helped spread Christianity when in fact your God Allah sent them to strengthen Jesus? And the only Jesus that has been superior since the time of Muhammad are the Jesus, excuse me, are the Peter and Paul that actually taught that Jesus is the Son of God, that he died on the cross, that he rose from the grave on the third day. They were only able to convert Romans? Really? Okay, well, if they were able to convert Romans, those two, Peter and Paul, then they converted Romans, who therefore converted the entirety of the world, right, I guess? Right? So explain that to me when I would like to hear you take the mic again, but I would love to hear you answer the questions. Thank you very much.
Okay, I absolutely love it when Muslims love to compare Jesus to Muhammad. Not only Jesus to Muhammad, the disciples of Jesus to the companions of Muhammad. You know, I've heard many stories of Muhammad's companions offing each other. So for all the Christians here in this room, do we find Peter offing Paul? Or do we see Paul offing James? No. We never find any of the earliest followers of Jesus killing each other. Yet, the earliest followers of Muhammad would murder each other. I mean, really, you want to talk about the influence that Muhammad had on his followers compared to Jesus? Are you joking, Ayami? And hold on, and not only that, when we talk about the death of Muhammad and the death of Jesus, what death is more meaningful, Ayami? How many people in the world do you believe know about the death of Jesus or the death of Muhammad? Who are they more aware of? The death of Jesus or the death of Muhammad? The answer is obvious, Ayami. More people on this planet know about the death of Jesus far more than the death of your prophet. Now, why is that, Ayami? Why is that? It is because the death of Jesus has meaning, has value to it. Okay, we as Christians sing songs about the cross. I don't find any Muslim praising the woman that poisoned Aisha. That poisoned Muhammad. Guys, do you hear any story of Muslims praising the woman that poisoned Muhammad? No, because Muhammad was poisoned like a rat. Jesus, on the other hand, his death brought redemption to the entire world. Okay? Christ, his death, brought millions of people into the kingdom of God. Muhammad's death did absolutely nothing. You talk about being a failure, Ayami. Your prophet was the biggest failure that ever lived. Jesus, in your belief, was killed by some mere soldiers of Rome. Actually, Ayami, not true at all. Okay? Because Christ says in my book, I lay down my life for my sheep. No one can take my life from me. Isn't that right, everyone? Jesus said, no one can take my life from me, but I lay it down of myself. I have power to lay down my life, and I have power to take my life back. This command is from my Father. No, Ayami, it was not suicide. It's called a sacrifice. If you don't know the difference between suicide and sacrifice, then you're a moron, Ayami. I'm sorry for calling you a moron, but you are if you don't know the difference between the two, right? So Jesus, long before he was nailed to the cross, he knew that he was going to die. He knew that. But your prophet, when he sat down to eat at dinner on that night, he had absolutely no idea that he was going to get poisoned. So you want to talk about significance of the death of Jesus compared to the death of Muhammad, there is no comparison. And by the way, okay, last time I checked, Jesus is alive even today because he rose himself from the dead. Your prophet was dead for 3 days, and his followers would not bury him because they believed that he would come and rise from the dead. Now, that story is unbelievably funny to me. Muslims do not believe that Jesus actually died and rose from the dead. So why are they waiting 3 days to bury Muhammad? CP, I love it when he brought up that story. The first time I heard that story from you, CP, I was on the floor laughing my butt off because I could not believe the stupidity. They do not believe in the death and resurrection of Jesus. So why are they waiting that long? It makes absolutely no sense as to why they would do such a thing. So, what a silly religion. I am your Mike.
Myself, why is it that, according to my Bible, even the shadow of Peter had miracles? Where are the miracles for your prophet Muhammad? Can you give me any miracles? Because Allah surely didn't. People were lining up to place sick people at the shadow of Peter, okay? Because he had so much anointing that just his shadow passing by people would be able to heal them. So where are the miracles for, I would like to know, because you've venerated Muhammad so much so, saying that it's basically not even a comparison between him and Muhammad, Jesus, excuse me. And so I would, yeah, that actually is a miracle. It's a miracle that anyone believed in him at all. Was it not your prophet that said, if I had 10 Jews who believed me, that all the Jews would believe me? He couldn't find 10 Jews to believe him. In all of 7th century, in all of the 7th century Arabia of his time, he couldn't find 10 Jews who believed in him. Not even 10. Oh, jeez. So, again, the funny thing is, even inanimate objects like shadows have more miracles than Muhammad had. Okay? So, okay. Tell me how it is that a man who can't cure the blind, who can't raise the dead, who can't heal the sick, who doesn't know the future, is greater than one, even if Jesus is nothing more than a prophet, according to your religion. Jesus gave sight to the blind. He raised people from death. He's actually a creator, and he has the power to give life. He knows that which is unseen, and he is somehow less than Muhammad, who had absolutely none of those qualities. And he also has the privilege of being the only human being ever born of a virgin. Why wasn't Muhammad born of a virgin? Can you tell me why? Can you give me any reason as to why your God Allah would send so much favor upon Jesus and give none of his favor in the same way to Muhammad? And yet we're supposed to believe that that we are complete fools for not believing that Muhammad is the greatest prophet of all kind. As a matter of fact, before I get off the mic, a prophet is supposed to be able to give prophecies. Is he not correct? Is that not correct? Adam was never born. Adam was not born. He was created. Created. Adam was not born. This goes to show you how foolish and how many brain cells you lose when you become a Muslim. Okay? As soon as you become a Muslim, your IQ drops about 35 points. And every day you're in it, it's about another 1.5 points. This is what happens. Okay? You've got it backward. Okay? Jesus himself was born. Adam was created. So you don't even know enough about the Muslim history, your own Islam, to know how to defend your prophet properly. Okay? This is the sadness and the madness and the delirium of Islam. And the sad thing is, I bet you're probably thinking that you're an educated man. I bet you went to college. You have more skills than Muhammad. You can actually read and write, even though I know that Muhammad could read and write. He's supposedly illiterate, but you can read. I'm sure you went to college or you're in college or something like that. which means you have access to all this information, and yet you still choose to be completely, blatantly ignorant. Blatantly. Well, then how is it possible that Allah, according to you, and I'm not trying to hog the mic, but according to you, why is it that your God Allah cannot have a son without a wife, but Mary can have a child without a husband? Can you tell me that? If you're going to ask me questions, then why don't you do that? It takes some straw and some semen. Oh yeah, the semen that comes from between your backbones and your ribs. That semen? Really? Is that what you're talking about? Really? I mean, just, okay. Well, if you have the time, if you could please answer some questions, please, it'd be really appreciated. Mic free.
All right. Well, you know, simply you notice that a Muslim, when you give him a question, he jump to different topic. You notice that? It doesn't matter what you answer or what you talk about. They keep jumping from topic to topic to topic because simply they cannot handle it. So they jump, and they think by jumping it is gone. No, it's not. You see, the stupid one who made the Quran, he compared between Adam and Jesus. And he said the similarity of Jesus is the same as Adam. Both are made from dust. When in fact, every human being, according to the Quran, it says, وَجَعَلْنَاهُ نَسَبًا وَصِهْرًا. We made every human being from water and sperm by marriage. And he mean everyone after Adam. So the stupid one who made the Quran, he contradicts himself, because it is true that God, he created us and we are made from dust, but not necessarily me. It was the first man. It was Adam. I am not made from dust. After that, there is no dust involved. Are we following, guys? The first man was created from dust, no problem. But after that, this man, he was given the ability by God to reproduce. So after that, there's no dust. So when the Quran compared between Jesus and Adam, this is showing us the stupidity of the Quran. For Jesus is born, Adam is not born. Adam is the first man. Jesus is not the first man, supposedly according to the Quran. Adam have no father, have no mother. Jesus have no father because he's born. Very normal for Adam to be without father and mother because he is not born. So it's very stupid argument showing us that the one who made the Quran is very naive and very dummy. Additional to this, how we can compare between Adam and Jesus if Adam is a sinner man and he was kicked out of heaven, and Jesus is in heaven until now according to Islam? How we can compare between Adam, who is dead, and Jesus, who is supposedly according to Islam never died? You know, I will tell you this story, which is very funny, just to show you how stupid the argument of the Abdus. I love the Abdus, by the way. Really, I like them. Once, an Egyptian guy, he said to me, you know, if you're God, if Jesus is God and his father is his God, you know, his father will never let him tortured. I said, really? I said, yeah, think about it. You are the son of the King of the Kings. Your father is the Almighty, and then he allow you to be tortured? I said, this is a very great point. So according to you, if Jesus was God, there's no way his father will let him be tortured. He said, true, there's no way. I said, thank you very much, but this is mean Jesus is God in Islam. For in Islam, his father took him to heaven. Correct? Is that correct? You see how stupid they are? He's trying to prove to me that Jesus cannot be God, because if he is God, his father will take him to heaven directly. He will not let him be tortured and killed. He will save him. Well, this is what happened to Jesus in Islam, you idiot. So Muslims, they don't use their brain. As an example, they attack Paul. Muslims, they attack Paul. Ask them, where you got this attack from? Where the Muslims, where Muhammad, he said, go attack Paul. Where? Anyone have an idea? Muslims, they keep calling Paul names. In the book of Ibn Kathir, it says that Paul is a messenger of Allah. For Muslims are a bunch of idiots. They don't read their own books. Their books praising Paul. It says Paul is a messenger of Allah. Actually, they say that Paul is the messenger of Jesus, which is making Jesus God, because how can Jesus send messengers unless he is God? Right? So there's no logic in the, there's no logic in this religion. It's very stupid, very dummy, very naive. But the Muslims, they they used to speak to Christians who know nothing about Islam. So coming to our room, those people here, they are very well trained. I can go and take a nap, and I'm not going to worry really about Muslims debating here, because any one of you can rip a Muslim apart with his pagan religion. I'm not going to worry about it. You see, when SR, he said, what his name? The guy, he entered the room, Muslim debate the hate, whatever his name. He jumped in. He thought this Muslim this room is a Muslim room, but when he saw my name, he ran like a rabbit. But do you think he ran for no reason? He saw my name. He's, oh, Christian Prince is here. Let me read before he see me. Yeah, all of them. They enter here. They think this is a Muslim room, because like the name of the room, like answering questions about Islam. So they think, oh, this is a Muslim room. So they enter. They see my name. They run. This is how it is. There's, if I want to talk about the funny, I asked this guy, this Shia guy, can we compare between Allah and Jesus? He did not dare to do it, and yet he is talking about Jesus. Let us compare. Jesus is not God. Okay, how come he is not God? He is man, but he never commits sin. Even the Quran, chapter 19, verse 19, it says he is a holy son. How Jesus is holy? The Quran says Muhammad is a sinner. Even the Quran says, I forgive to Muhammad. Actually, not forgive, sorry. My fault. May Allah forgive to Muhammad his past and his coming sin. Allah saying to himself, may Allah forgive thee your past and coming sin. Have you ever heard of God like this? He say, may Allah forgive you? Who are you then? Seriously, who are you? Are you the pizza guy? I thought you are Allah. And what do you mean, may Allah forgive you? You are not sure? Maybe? Maybe. But in the Quran, Jesus is a promise to be with God before his birth. In the Quran, Muhammad, after he became a prophet, and Allah support him with all things he wants, especially like sperm, as an example, because you need a lot of sperm to be a messenger. You see, you know the story of Muhammad when Allah he sent him a dish of shish kebab. Guys, do you know it? The story when Allah he sent him a dish of shish kebab for sex enhancement. If you watch TV, late TV, sometime they start playing sex enhancement commercial. Well, those people are idiots. They should read the hadith. It is not Viagra, it is shish kebab. Allah he sent him a dish, it's called al-kufayt. What is al-kufayt? Al-kufayt is coming from kufta. Anyone knows what kufta is? Anyone goes to Middle Eastern restaurant before? Kufta. Al-kufayt is coming from kufta. Kebab. But it's not a shish, it is like in the tray. You put it in a tray. Shish kebab is the one you put it in the shish. Alright? Kufta is the one you put it in a tray and you put it in the oven. So Allah he sent Muhammad, he went to his kitchen, he received a prayer of Allah, of Muhammad. Muhammad is suffering with his private part. His private part cannot stand up even if you play the anthem. Even if Obama show up, still the private part of the Prophet of Allah don't stand up. Have a problem. Alright? Even if he saw Trump, he will not stand up. So Muhammad he prayed to Allah and Allah decided to help him. So Allah went to his kitchen, he made a dish of kufta. Alright? And then he sent it hot with who? With the Jibreel. And after Muhammad he ate it, anyone knows what happened? What happened after Muhammad ate it? Some hadith says 40 men, some hadith says 3,000 men, some hadith says 4,000 men. After he ate this kebab, Muhammad, he got the power in the bed for 4,000 horses. Like, come on. I'm not going to be exaggerating if I say maybe the private part of Muhammad at that time after he ate this kebab, maybe he can dig for oil with it. Or maybe he can use it like for busting doors with that FBI. Or maybe you can use it for like war as a weapon. So it's amazing. So look what Jesus was given. Look at the value, guys. Look at what Jesus when he talk about, and look what Muhammad when he talk about. When Jesus he speak about you being good to everybody, love your enemy, bless your enemy, pray for them, etc. When Muhammad he talk, kill them, find them, chop their heads, and Allah send me a dish kebab, shish kebab for my private part. That is the reality. Why people don't want to see it? That is Jesus and that is Muhammad. That is Jesus the God we worship. The Muslims they say he's a man. He is the one who says love your enemy. And the God Muslims they worship, he says chop their head wherever you find them, cut their fingertips. He's a God full of hate. Jesus, the man, as they say, he is full of love. So you know what? It's more honor for me and more better for me to follow a man, even if he is not a God, as Muslims they say, 1 billion times from following a pimp, a God who promised me a lot of women without panties. And not only this, each time you sleep with those women, they get virgins again. Like, what? That's a lot of headache, man. Why is that? We sleep with them, they are virgin again? What the point? Even this is based on deception, because if you sleep with the woman and she is not virgin no more, and Allah he make her virgin again, isn't it this is cheating? Guys, isn't it this is cheating? If you slept with the woman now, and then tomorrow she is virgin again, this is a cheating. You are fooling yourself, you idiot. She is not a virgin. You slept with her already many times. But because this God, he's a pimp, he's speaking for those Arab who like to sleep with virgins. Virgins. Don't you want to sleep with the virgins? Huh? Las Vegas is calling you. A lot of virgins, brother. Convert, brother. Die for the sake of Allah and get virgins. This is why you see those people, they want to commit suicide, not because they love Allah. They want to get the virgins. We're trying to be polite. In fact, they are not even trying to get the virgins. They are trying to get vagina. As simple as that. Muslims don't worship God. Muslims, they are seeking vagina. The whole religion is about sex. Take sex out of this religion, nobody want to die for Allah. Nobody want to do jihad. Nobody want to commit suicide. This is why you see those videos on YouTube when the sheikh is talking to them. He say, brother, the virgins are waiting for you. The guy is like getting ready. He want to go in the truck and he will explain himself between the enemy, the Shia. Brother, mashallah, brother, I'm so happy for you, brother. After facing the virgins, you will be facing the virgins. Okay, you know what? Call us from there. Call us from the virgin rooms. Let us know. Open your camera there. We want to see them. Stupid religion. Let us hear what people want to say. If there's any Muslim here would like to debate me, and if never come true here, if a Muslim he dare to debate me, let me know. Your mic, Chris.
Okay, I found it really astounding when Muslims love to claim that we Christians believe that Jesus is God because he was born of a virgin. Like that is the only reason that we believe that Jesus is God because of the virgin birth. And we hear it over and over and over again by different Muslims. And no matter how many times we explain to them, no, that's not what we believe, they come back the next day and say, oh, Adam is better because he was born you was created and this and that. I mean, no, that is not what we believe. You know what? Can anyone post for me here in the room? Colossians chapter 1, let me see, verse 14 to 18. Colossians chapter 1, verse 14 to 18. Well, I want to make this point. I want to get the point across here. Thank you very much. In whom, talking about Christ, we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who, talking about Christ, is the image of the invisible God, firstborn over all creation, talking about his rank. For by him were all things created that are in heaven, that are on earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principality or power, all things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning of the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he may have preeminence. So, Christ, according to this passage, existed from eternity. So, why do the Muslims continually talk as if we believe that the existence of Jesus began in the womb of Mary? We do not believe that. But Muslims will continue to proclaim that because, well, they are ignorant. And the worst part is they are willfully ignorant. They want to be ignorant. They don't care, because if they admit to themselves what we believe correctly, then they have to admit that Islam is false. Okay? So it's not only pride. Okay? In the Quran, okay, it says here, how can Allah have a son when he doesn't have a consort or a girlfriend, how CP puts it? Okay? And the reason why they love to say that is because Allah can't have a son without having a wife. Therefore, since we Christians believe that Jesus is the Son of God, therefore we must believe that God had sex with Mary, even though we don't believe it. So Muslims are forced to believe that we believe something that we don't believe, because if they didn't believe that, they would not be Muslim, and they would have to admit that Muhammad was, number one, ignorant, and number two, a liar. But they will never admit that because, well, they're Muslims. It's very, very simple. So with that, Black Mike here, Mike.
Thank you, brother. God bless you. Okay, this one I had a couple things quick. This is Ibn Ishaq, page 653. Talk about Paul. You know, Paul, the messenger of Christ. So they admit that Paul is a legitimate messenger of Christ. Also, this one is edited by Ibn Hisham, page 103. It confirmed that John the Apostle wrote the gospel, and especially specific, chapter 15, verse 23 to chapter 16, verse 1. Okay? And one more thing I want to add. This is really, I'm sure, you know, CP knows that, but it's really a conclusion of Islam, which is Satan versus God. You know, we all know that the Christ is referred in the Bible as the King of the Kings, and that's going to be his name in the day of resurrection, the Lord of Lords. That's in the Revelation. Oh yes, Maximo, you're 100% right. And the surprise is that I will tell you all the Islamic teaching is against Jesus' teaching. This is Sahih Bukhari. Look what it said. Muhammad said the most awful name in Allah's sight on the day of resurrection will be that man who called himself Malik al-Muluk, in English, King of Kings. You see how really Satan there is playing? So the day that Jesus is going to come as the King of the Kings, Muslims are going to warn their people of that hadith. And they're going to say that Muhammad said that that name is the most awful name in Allah's sight. That's Antichrist, exactly, my friend, and have it. Antichrist. Amazing. Much fun.
Yeah, somebody was explaining, they were laughing, saying that Christ, that Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, for the shedding of his blood. Somebody was laughing at and the Christians saying, Jesus has committed suicide. Well, he committed suicide. Well, let's see. Now, what is it taught in the taught about having 72 virgins? Well, not only if you are suicide, if you do suicide in the name of Allah and you kill the infidel, you will get 72 virgins. And not only 72 virgins, but each virgin will have a bed and a house. So you will have 72 virgins, 72 beds, 72 houses each. And they laugh. And they laugh at Jesus Christ saying he committed suicide, but a suicide bomber and all his family, every last one of his family, will get 72 virgins, 72 beds, 72 houses each. That's what's being taught in this one. I bet you guys didn't know that one. Likely.
Yeah, a few minutes ago, Rainmaker had posted posted something about how Jews love to be enslaved and how the Jews they like to be fed without working. Like, you want to talk about people who like to be fed without actually working? Why don't you take a look at the Muslims in Europe right now? They're the ones who are actually feeding off of the welfare of the countries that actually had enough kindness to welcome them in there, and they're actually going off spitting in the faces basically of the countries in which they're going. In Brussels, I think it is, there's not enough housing for them, so they were allowed to move refugees onto a cruise ship, okay? And you want to talk about people who want to get fed without working or anything like that? Really? Again, this is the nature of Islam. Matter of fact, and he was talking a moment ago about slaves. According to Islam, all of you Muslims are slaves. I don't know if you know it or not, but guess what? You're a slave anyway. And I'm pretty sure you're not a fan of the idea of being called a slave. And this is the idiocy of Muslims who try to talk about Jews and slaves and how Islam is so good to people's slaves and everything like that. That's oppression. Okay, they talk about, well, Islam abolished slavery. Well, why didn't Muhammad abolish the slavery for Bilal? Why didn't he do that? Why? Is Rain still here? Still here? Rain, are you here? He was saying earlier, I asked him to take the mic. He said he won't take the mic because he doesn't want to transgress. Why didn't Muhammad do it? I don't care why Abu Bakr paid the ransom. Why didn't Muhammad do it? He was the one who owned Bilal at first. So why didn't he free Bilal while he was alive? Anything? Nothing? Bilal was his slave. He had sex slaves. He was given sex slaves. He gave sex slaves away. What are you talking about? He didn't have slaves. He gave slaves away to his companions. Matter of fact, there's a hadith that talks about Muhammad giving a slave to one of his companions. He said, be good to your slave. What does his companion do? He frees the slave, and Muhammad is mad at him. He says, what are you doing? You said to be good to my slave, so I set him free. And Muhammad was upset. So he clearly, Rain doesn't know anything about his religion. Clearly, he doesn't know anything about Islam. War prisoners aren't slaves. Okay, so why is it that according to your Quran, Allah allows for people to take sex slaves? Aren't they prisoners of war? Aren't the women of wars, so-called wars, aren't they made to be sex slaves? No, you don't understand. War prisoners aren't slaves. No, you don't understand, you stupid Q-Fire. You don't know anything about what you're talking about. Okay? So, Muhammad didn't have slaves. War prisoners are not slaves. Man, this is really terrible. I really feel bad for you. I really do, because, you know, on some level, I have to assume that you honestly know that all of this overwhelming evidence is true. But you're a victim. I'm actually considering you a victim. Why? Because you've been indoctrinated from probably your whole life into believing that Muhammad was the greatest man and the greatest thing since sliced bread, and he's a prophet with hundreds of miracles, and it's just the stupid Christians and Jews who somehow corrupted the words of Allah, and then that makes us greater than Allah because we can corrupt his words and no one else can do it except Christians and Jews. And so we're the only ones who don't seem to realize that Muhammad is truly the prophet of Allah and that he's such a wonderful man and everything else. You know, so he commanded war prisoners be treated well. Yes. Do you consider being treated well to be enslaved, Rainmaker? Do you consider if I came to your country and said I have the power to be kind to you or to enslave you? What would you prefer that I do? Would you prefer that I enslave you? Is that not oppression? If I enslave you, if I come into your country, if I break into your house and I say, you know what, you're going to do what I tell you or I'm going to kill you. So is that what you would consider to be a kind-hearted act? Mike Free.
You know, first of all, when somebody says to you, Muhammad, he said, take or be nice to the slaves. Can you show us the reference? Rain, can you show us the reference? As I know, Muhammad, he killed the slaves from war. All the men from war, he killed them. No, that's not true. The Quran says, take no prisoners. This is Quran. And in front of everybody here, I say you are a liar. Prove me wrong. I have a verse for you from the Quran. It says, take no prisoners. You kill them all. Kill them. The ones he takes as a slave is the children's and the women. He sell them out as sex slaves. Not the men. The men, he take them, he chop their head. Bilal is not a slave of war. Was Bilal captured in a war? What happened to you, Rain? Are you searching Google? Was Bilal captured in war? Was what war? There is no war. So, you know, what are you doing? Are you there? Suddenly he's so quiet. Very stupid, you know. Those people, they play games. They try to fool you. Oh, the Prophet, he said, take care of the slaves. What take care of the slaves? They say to you, the Quran, Muhammad, he said, if if you if you could not fast or etc., free a slave, free a slave, because Muhammad, he wanted to come and buy slaves from him. You want to be forgiven? Come buy slaves from me, huh? I have a lot of them. We will give you a good discount. Buy slaves from me. Allah will forgive you. And then he captured them again. I can show you many stories about the slaves. They were released and they've been given their freedom. And even though after they've been given their freedom, he enslaved them again. He did not show us any reference. Anyway, Rainmaker, you are just a kid. I don't have time for you. You know, in here, when we speak, we give reference. Until you do that, I don't want to waste my time. Yes, this is a chat room, and I let people speak, but I don't like stupid talk. Here we speak with the proofs and reference. Like we have a gentleman here, his name Seven Mad. He is a Muslim. Assalamu alaikum. How are you, Seven Mad? Are you there? By the way, the word Assalamu alaikum have nothing to do with Islam, by the way. It is something Muslims, they hijack from the Jews. The Jews, you can go right now to Israel and you will see a Jewish guy, he says to you, Shalom alaikum. Anyone here from Israel? This is a greeting every Jew, he says, in Israel right now. When the angel, he came to Mary, he said to her the same. Shalom to you, Mary. When the angel came to Muhammad, he did not say that to him. Is that correct? Salam is coming from, yes, salam. Salam and shalom is coming from the word shlama, which is an Aramaic word. Both are born from Aramaic. So salam is the same as shalom. When the angel came to Muhammad, he forgot to say to him salam. Forgot. I don't know what happened. When he came to Mary, he said to her peace. When the angel came to Mary, she wasn't scared, and she is a woman. When Muhammad, he saw the same angel supposedly appear to Mary according to Muslims, he was terrified. A woman, she was not scared from the same angel. A man, he was terrified. Any Muslim want to explain to us what's happening? Maybe Mary was a brave woman, Muhammad was a coward. Yeah, read the story in the Quran. When even in the Bible, when the angel came to Mary, Mary should not say I'm shaking and like, well, nothing of this happened. She's talking to him like in a normal way. There's a discussion happening. When Muhammad, the same angel, same one, the same person, not different person. If according to Muslim, the one who appeared to Muhammad is Jibreel, and the one who appeared to Mary is Jibreel. This is what they say. Not my statement. So how come Muhammad was so scared from the same angel? Mary, she was not scared. What do you think? And even the story of the angel appearing to Muhammad is very funny and very weird. The first thing he said to him, read. Like what? Read what? Have you ever seen a stupid thing like this? Somebody opened the door in your room and said to you, read, and he don't have a paper in his hand. What's wrong with this guy? Look like the angel of Muhammad. He learned Arabic in Afghanistan, so his Arabic is weak. So he's reading using the wrong word. The Muslim, they will say to you, no, he's saying to him recite. Okay, if it's recite, why he say I cannot recite? And what do you mean recite? He did not even tell him anything yet to recite. He will recite the word we read. He will recite the word recite? Are you saying to me he told him to recite the word recite, and Muhammad, he said to him, I cannot say recite? You just say it. He just said the word. You know what I'm saying, guys? Imagine I say to you recite, and then you say to me, I cannot say the word recite. You just did. What do you mean you cannot say it? You just did. You just told me you cannot say recite. You just said recite. Very stupid, very naive. You know, you have to have a mental issue, really, to believe in such a garbage religion. Okay, we have a question from someone here. Ask the Muslims that Surah chapter 6, verse number 80-85, the name of the Prophet is given. The name Joseph appear. Who is Joseph, and is he the husband of Mother Mary or someone else? Any Muslim want to answer that? Somebody asking about chapter 6, verse number 80-85. Any Muslim want to answer? Anyway, you know, Islam is not the religion of logic, and we cannot question the logic of Islam. As an example, you know, Jesus is born of a virgin. Why? Give me a reason for Jesus to be born as a virgin, from a virgin. I'm talking about Islam now, not about Christianity. In Christianity, we know why, because Jesus is pure. He is not a son of a sexual relationship. He is a pure God. He is a son of no man. That is our logic. Now, what is the logic for Jesus to be a son of no man in Islam? And he is born. Why Jesus only? There's 7 billion human beings. They are born normally after Adam. 7 billion is now alive. We're not counting those who die. All right. So where we can find someone like Jesus, and why Jesus only is the one is born of a virgin? You have to give me a reason why God do you want Jesus to be born from a virgin. Any Muslim can tell me what the point, what the God of Islam trying to accomplish by this miracle? Anyone can help me? Because obviously God, he don't do things without a plan, right? Do you agree, guys? God don't do things just for fun. He do it for a plan. So when Jesus is born of a virgin, so what the plan of Allah for Jesus to be born of a virgin? What the reason? You want to tell me it's a miracle? Okay, I understand. Every miracle have a reason. What is the reason? You want to tell me by this miracle people will convert to Christianity? This is false. Because there is no way to prove it. Okay, you know what? Me, my mother, she gave birth to me and she was a virgin. Prove me wrong. This is something very private and nobody knows. Are we listening, people? Is my voice coming? Or I'm not heard? All right. So what's the point of this miracle? Somebody have to give us a reason. Only from the whole world, there's only one person. His name is the Messiah. He is born of a virgin. And this is in the Quran. Why? I just want to know why. Give me a reason. You want to tell me it's a miracle? I understand, no problem. But what the point of this miracle? This is a miracle nobody can see. Nobody knows what my mom did before my birth. Nobody knows. There's no way to prove. Okay, my mom, she would say I gave birth to Christian when she was a virgin. Prove it wrong. There's no way to prove it. There's no way to prove it. There's no way to disapprove it. So what's the point? Unless there's something behind it. It cannot be just done for no reason. Same time, all people die except Jesus. Okay, why? Muhammad, the best man of Allah, even the name of Muhammad is written in the throne of Allah. You see the throne of Allah? All over written Muhammad, Muhammad, Muhammad. So Muhammad, Allah, when you look at his chair, you don't see anything except the name of Muhammad. Okay, the name of Muhammad is all over his throne. How come Muhammad now in the grave and Jesus in the heaven? Muhammad, the greatest man. Allah loved Muhammad to death. Allah says, pray to Muhammad. Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. Allah and the angels praying on the Prophet. Look how busy and how he's the center of everything. Muhammad is the center of whole universe. Allah, angels, Muslims, they pray on the Prophet and they salute him every day. Muhammad is in the middle of the circle, and Allah and the angels and the believers are going around him, and they are saying, Muhammad, we pray for you. Muhammad, we salute you. But the guy is dead. Hello? You are saluting who? Praying to who? And you know what? If Allah already promised Muhammad to go to heaven, what this prayer for? You know what I mean? Okay, somebody says here, Muslim would say that the word salah would it be translated as a blessing. We will go with it. Okay, let's see. Let us examine it. If Allah, He gave him a blessing, where is the blessing coming from, guys? Where is the blessing coming from? The word the blessing come from where? Do I bless you or God bless you? When I say bless you, I mean I'm shortening the word. I'm saying may God bless you. Correct? Is that correct? Do we agree? The blessing come from God, not from man. Even if my mother or my father says bless you, she mean or he mean may God bless you. Okay. If Allah already He said I bless you, so what the point of saying to the angels and the human plus Muhammad? That's mean Allah and the angels and the human being, all of them, they can give a blessing. That's mean Allah is not the only God. He is equal the same on all of those people. All right. And after they do the prayer, all of them they salute him. Muhammad, he is in the center. Allah, angels, believers praying on Muhammad and saluting Muhammad if Muhammad is dead. If Allah gave a blessing to Muhammad already, who care for the blessing of the angels? And why Allah asking the angels to bless Muhammad? What do you mean? You are the one who sent the blessing anyway. And the believers. The word salat means pray for sure. Ask any Muslim what the word salat means. Yusalli is a verb, present tense. Yusalli. In Arabic, we add the word the letter ya before any past tense, and that will make it present tense. Yeah. Like as an example, shariba. It means drink. You want to make it, drinking. You say yashrab. All right. That's it. Same as in English, you add ing. So yeah, is the same as ing. But in Arabic, we add it in the beginning, not at the end. So Salah is past tense. With me. Salah. Salah. All right. Past tense. You salli. Yeah. Salli. It's about a person. A group. Yusalluna ala nabi. Yusallun. Group. Many people. Yusallun. They are making salah as a group. not a person, not one person. Same like in English, you say they pray. It's a group, more than three. Any Muslim here? Actually, I'm thinking to start soon a new Arabic class, but this time will be open to public, which means we'll broadcast in Google, so whoever want to watch can watch. All right, and people, they can ask questions, and we will. I'm just waiting to be able to buy, you know, those tablets. You know what I mean? The tablets, the one you can draw with it, so I can write Arabic, because you need to write in Arabic in order to show people how to write things, right? Do you have one, SR? Do you have one of those? All right. Well, we need, you know, I don't want to waste my money and get some good. Well, anyway, we will do it for free, and those who can help on donation, they can donate. All right, no problem. So maybe I will announce it soon, but I need to buy this tablet before I do that. All right. And the good thing about it, people, they can ask questions directly. Like each time we make a class, the second class, you ask questions about the class before it. So I can answer you. And people, they will see the answers and the questions in text, and they will see my answer in the, you know, live. So I think it's going to be good. $200 in eBay? Really? They're expensive, huh? Anyway, I'm thinking to marry Khadija soon. You know, I'm looking for Khadija. Anyone here? She is old. She's rich. I want to be a prophet, man. All what you need to do, marry a woman, she is 25 years older than you, and somebody, an angel, squeeze you, and that's it. You're ready to go. You know. Well, you know, for me, it's important to have something. I don't know if there's some of them they can play pictures. There's some of them they can show pictures. Because if I teach Arabic, so I can, like, let's say we show a picture of a door, and then we want to show you the handle, and this is the handle, and this is etc. The meaning of the word, etc. We want something good. Well, if any one of you have something good, he used it already, let me know. The pictures goes into your PC screen. Yeah, when you draw, it's going to show on the screen, right? I understand. I'm saying, can you draw over a picture? You know what I mean, Dragon Lady? Can you draw over a picture? Okay, so, but how is it going to be? Because I look at the software, it doesn't show the picture. You write in the board, and then whatever you write, it's going to appear in the screen. But the screen should be empty, I thought. Oh, okay. Which one you are using, Dragon? Which one you have? Do you have a model name? So I can check it out. Muhammad flew to a mosque in Jerusalem, which exists years after his death. You know the story of Muhammad flying all the way to Damascus to a mosque. This is one of the funniest stories ever you can imagine. The most funny part of it, I find, That's Muhammad. He said when he arrived there, Jesus was waiting for him, and there's a conversation happening between him and Jesus. Anyone know the conversation? No problem, you know, come on. It's not necessary to be exist. Muhammad, so what exists? That's it. What's your problem now? Come on, don't make it complicated. Let it go. Anyway, when Muhammad arrived, there was 124,000 prophets waiting for him in Jerusalem. And every one of them, he have a buraq, he have a donkey. Imagine, how come the Roman, in the time of Muhammad, they never saw the 124,000 donkey? Do you know how many donkeys is that? 124,000 donkey in the front of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. That's a lot of donkeys. And nobody noticed them. Like, didn't the Jews notice suddenly, and the Roman, and everybody noticed, like, suddenly, like, what? Where's those donkeys coming from? People, like, guys, one after one, coming and parking their donkey, and they go inside the mosque. 124,000, and each donkey have a ring to tie it up with the donkey. And then Muhammad, he entered the mosque. All right? And then in the door, he found Jesus. Jesus. So now there's a conversation between Isa and Muhammad. Look what happened. Muhammad, he said to Isa, Isa, you know, pray in front of us. Jesus, he said, no way, no way. You will be the one who will lead the prayer. What? Jesus said to him, no way, prophet. No way, you will have to lead. Muhammad, he said, no, no, no. Jesus, he said, no way, no way. You are the one who will lead the prophet. So there's a conversation about who is going to lead the prayer. And after like 15 minutes or 20 minutes of you do it, I do it, finally, Muhammad, he said, okay, Jesus, I have to give up. All right, I will lead the prayer. All right. I know you love your sons. What does that mean? Can somebody translate for me? The Sharia says your son should marry a woman, not a man. The Sharia is good for your sons. I know you love your son. I don't know what is that. Anyway. That is the truth? What are you talking about? Tonder. What is that? I don't understand you. What the Sharia says your son should marry a woman, not a man. Somebody told you that this is a gay room? We are not gays here. There's no gays, no lesbian here. So I'm not sure you are talking to who about what. Well, what is that? What have to do? What does it have to do with us? Well, you are the one saying Sharia says your son should marry a woman, not a man. What is that? Okay, can you show me the Sharia where it says that? Where is the Sharia says that? Where? What Sharia? He can go ahead. What Sharia is that? When you say Sharia, you must be a Muslim, right? I'm looking at anything to hold on. I'm looking for you. I'm talking to you. Well, you tell me. You said Sharia says don't marry. You marry only a woman. The Quran says do nikah to 2 and 3 and 4, and wherever you own, and your right hand possess. It doesn't say women. Wherever you own and your right hand possess. And Muslims, they own slave girls and slave boys. So they can do nikah to both. Oh, no, it's not obvious. Maybe it's obvious because for you, you are very super intelligent. You know, how come it was not obvious when Muhammad was sucking the tongues of boys? Wasn't obvious that he is a gay? Muhammad kissing men between under their belly? Muhammad going naked inside the shirt of a man and both are naked wearing no clothes? What do you mean it's obvious? It's obvious, yes. Muhammad putting eyeliner, makeup? Well, why? Muhammad want to be pretty? Why he put eyeliner? Why a prophet of God put makeup? Do you put makeup? Tounder? Do you have eyeliner right now? Let me see your eyes, how pretty they are. MashaAllah. Even Muhammad, he used to color his hair blondie. He want to be blondie. And he wear his wife clothes. You are right. Yeah, Muhammad, he said the wahi, the inspiration of Allah, they never come to me unless I wear the clothes of Aisha. The Muslims, look how the Muslims they try to fool you. They say to you, oh, the Prophet, he said, I never received wahi, I never received Quran except in the house of Aisha. This is mean all the story of Muhammad in the house of Khadija was a lie. Correct, guys? If the word thawb mean clothes, and he's saying I never mean house, and he's saying I never received Quran in any thawb, Muslim they say it's mean house. Okay, we will go with it with a lie. If the word thawb mean house, I never received Quran in any house except the house of Aisha. So Muhammad was lying when he said he was a prophet in the house of Khadija. Solve it now. So we have to go back to the clothes. Clothes is better. Clothes is better, trust me. They try to run away from the word clothes and make it a house. And then, oops. Yeah. And this is why Alexander the Great, you know, Alexander the Great, he's a bisexual. He's a prophet of Allah in Islam. And Allah talked to him. The funny, Allah spoke to Alexander the Great, but he never spoke to Muhammad. Weird. Maybe because he's Roman. Allah, he speak to Roman, he don't speak to Arab. Maybe. Until now, by the way, Allah never spoke to me. I'm not sure why. Suppose I'm an Arab too. Any Muslim? You see, we open our room hoping that we will get some Abdus to debate us. What Muslims do, they get in like a rabbit and they look around. Oh, this Christian branch is asleep. I'm going to change my name and I will make it James White. I think that will be better, you know, like they get in the room. Oh, James White is here. Oh, okay. Shabir Ali will come right away. Shabir Ali will take the first slide elevator and he will come like the same as the picture you posted, Maximo. Shabir Ali will come in his butt without forgetting the diver. He will be here in a second if he hear that James White is here. No, they favor them, you know, they favor them because simply they are, you know, they know nothing about Islam and they will do no harm anyway. So, any Muslim here? Okay, welcome Entos. This one for $94. All right, this one for $499. Oh boy. I guess I have to wait for Khadija to do that. Well, Muhammad is lucky, man. This man is lucky in everything. Khadija was there. Yeah. No, this one is called Welcome Entos Brew Pen and Touch Large Tablet. $499. This is a lot of money. Scary. Black Knight, you know.
Maximo. Thanks, Yippee. Hey, Maximo. You want to laugh a little bit more? Read this one here. You know, Muhammad used to have a boy with him to accompany him with a tumbler full of water so that he might wash his private part with it, you know, after answering the call of nature. Look how disgusting is that. Hey, hey CP, my brother, by the way, you know, I'm enjoying the story of the 124,000 Ahmar in Jerusalem. I'm having my Scotch whiskey and drinking it. But you have not finished the story yet. I mean, I know that story, but I'd love to hear it again. All right, next free.
Black Knight, too bad you are not a Muslim to give you my book for free. But next time, next time. Who's a Muslim who want to get my book for free? One of my books for free. Any Muslim here want to get my book for free? Who's a Muslim want to debate me and win the debate and get 10 books of my books for free? 10. That would break my budget really badly. 10? That's a lot. I just say it. I hope no Muslim will hear that, and no Muslim will come. If a Muslim came here and he said, I want to debate you to get the 10 books, please just tell him it's abrogated. Huh? All right? Abrogated. Christian Prince, he said 10, and later he abrogated with 8. And then he later abrogated with 5. And later abrogated with 2. And finally he abrogated with 0. No, you cannot be a temporarily Muslim. Who in here speak French, by the way? Any one of you speak French? In case you do not know, by the way, I have my French book. Please share it with your friends if you have a French friends. Let me post the link for you. Because there's many people do not know really about this this book. All right, let's see. Let's go to Amazon. All right. This is the link as my books for those who like to read. Any Muslim? Who is a brave Muslim here? By the way, the Muslims, they go to their rooms and they will say they were here, and you Christians, they could not answer anything. You bunch of cowards. You could not answer anything. Seriously. Where are they? Nobody want to come. I'm surprised not even any one of them coming to commit suicide in this room. Like, what about you come here from ISIS and explode yourself? Trust me, if they can do it, they would love to do it. You know what I mean? Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Forbidden, how are you? Forbidden food. Are you a Muslim? Assalamu alaikum. Forbidden, are you a Muslim? Lips and heart? That's a lot of love. Look like we are in the heaven. You are half? Which half is yours? Which half of you is here now? You are half a Christian, half Muslim? What does that mean? Like from where to where is a Christian, from where to where is a Muslim? My mother's side is Muslim, your father is a Christian. So what do you consider yourself? Oh, so what are you now? Are you a Muslim or you cannot be both. We have nothing to share. Come on, I don't believe you. That doesn't make sense because there's nothing to share. What both? How you can be both? Okay, I understand your family is mixed, but this is not allowed in Islam anyway. Either you are a Muslim or you are a Christian. You know, both. I never heard of such a thing. This is not an ethnic. Like if you are an ethnic, your father is a Chinese, your mother is a German. Okay, you are half Chinese, half German, no problem. But this is not an ethnic. This is a religion. You are a human being. Which one is yours? Both. It's not allowed. Both sides, even Christians, are meant to marry Christians. Yeah, I know. We Christians should not marry Muslims. I agree, because we have nothing to share with Muslims. But oh, you cannot stop love. Okay. Sound like Muhammad. He was when he married Khadija. He was in love, huh? Of her money. You think so? It was money love. Okay. Anyway, SR, your mind.
I have a question about muta. Now you're probably everybody's already probably thinking filthy things already. But see, as a Christian, I'm a very crafty man. So my question is, if I find a Muslim woman if I say that I want to do muta, and I pay her for a certain amount of time and a certain amount of money, but I don't have sex with her, I just pay her to proselytize to her. Can she consider that a violation of the contract because I paid her? Does that count? Like if I pay a woman not to have sex with me, but just so that way I can try to get her in my presence long enough to proselytize to her, does that count? I mean, if it just takes me to have sex with her in order for me to get my point across, then for the sake of Allah, then I guess I'll have to do it. But if there's a way that I can go around that, if there's a way that I could just go and be serious and just say, you know what, look, I will pay you to sit here and talk with me for 3 hours. And if that's the case, is that allowed? All joking aside, is that considered something that I could do, and would that be considered muta, or is that something that would just be a waste of money?
All right. Well, according to Islam, the policy is the following: you pay her to enjoy her private part. So as long you did not enjoy it, I guess you can ask for money back. It's like Best Buy. You know, you go to Best Buy, you did not enjoy the product, you get your money back. But in Best Buy, you can use it. In Islam, if you use it, you have to pay. That's it. All right. Islam is a very open-minded religion. Now, come on. This is an amazing religion. What allowed you to hire a woman for a certain time, and you have fun with her, which is very nice, and you want to feel guilty. Like you see, we as a Christians, when we do, like we get tempted with the women, or we think of a woman, or you know, all kind of temptation, we feel guilty. In Islam, we do not need to do that. Islam is very practical. You go and you hire a woman, and that will help the business industry actually. Women, they make money, you get happy, everybody is happy. What do you want more? Your daughter, she come late. You ask her, hey daughter, Fatima, where you been? She says, I was doing muta. The father will say, Allah bless you. How much he paid? How much you got paid? It's halal. It's very halal. She is doing nothing wrong. She got to enjoy her night, he got to enjoy his night, and she made money. Right? I hope after saying this, that many of you will convert to Islam now. If we say this in the front of Hollywood, half of them, they will convert to Islam in 2 seconds. Any Muslim? Who is a Muslim here, in love in his religion? Anyone? And if you think about Islam, is very convincing. You don't hear me, guys? Is my voice clear or no? All right. It's okay. Maybe he have a difficulty, or she have difficulty. Women, they don't have good hearing according to Islam anyway. It's proven by science, brother. Women, they have deficiency in their brain. Islam says that women, they don't have good hearing. Islamic science? Yeah, Islamic science, yeah. Women have good hearing? I agree with you. Women have a very good hearing, scary hearing actually. They hear things we do not say, men, Women, they hear things. Men, they never say it, but still they can hear it. I don't know how. Anyway, that's not our topic. Yeah, but Muhammad, he don't agree with this. Like you see the poor husband, he'd been tortured by his wife. She said to him, what did you say? He did not say anything. I heard you saying something. No, I did not say anything. Okay, I thought you heard say something. But according to Muhammad, women, they have deficiency. They have half a brain, half mind, half heart, half religion. That's what he say. Maybe he's right, I don't know. Any Muslim woman here, does she agree with Muhammad that women, they have deficiency? I think the only deficiency I see, it's Muhammad himself. No, it's not a murky water actually. It's a hot water. Hamia, which means hot water. And actually, by the way, it's proven by science. Where the sun sets, it's very hot. Like once I was like, you guys, you cannot see where the sun set because this is exists in the Middle East where I came from. This is why in America and Australia and those countries, you don't understand. So where I came from, we see where the sun set. It is in the hot water. It's boiling there actually. Actually, I remember my dad, he used to send me there. I take some eggs, we throw them there, and we get them back to eat them for the breakfast every morning. True story. You can find it in Sahih Bukhari, brother. Yeah. Hot water? The sun sitting in the hot water, Allah? Are you sure? Like, don't you think you are a little bit mistaken, Allah? No. Are you sure? Yes. Well, look like Allah is really, really sure. And remember, Allah know better. Like, who can argue with Allah anyway? Anyone knows where we can find this verse about the sun set in a hot water? Oh, SR, he can tell us about it. But be careful, SR. If you want to talk about it, but don't touch it. Because once we were talking about it, and one of the guys here, he jumped in it by mistake. Or maybe somebody should jump, pushed him or something. We don't want anyone to be boiled in the hot water of Allah. And the funny, Muhammad, he said that the sun put straight under the throne of Allah. And then we find that the throne in the top of the water, and the sun is going underwater. So where is the throne? Prince? No, they say that. Actually, I looked I look like a terrorist, forbidden. But to be honest with you, I look like Ahmadinejad. You know Ahmadinejad? You know him? You don't know him? Search his name in Google. Ahmadinejad. He was the president of Iran. Very handsome. Yeah, he's a very handsome man. Well, I look like him. Exactly. Right. And Allah blessed me with this look, sister. What I can do. This is why wherever I go, Muslim women, they ask for my hand. You know? But I want to marry only old women who have a lot of money, like Khadija. But, you know. Anyway, it's all your mind.
Oh, you don't have to worry about me falling into the murky spring. See, I'm not on the earth that you guys are on. All you fools are on the highest earth. I'm actually on the earth beneath this one because according to Allah, there are 7 earths, and they're all flat. But since we're pancaked on top of each other, I'm on the one directly underneath this one. So when the sun sets in the murky spring on you fools, you guys are going to get burnt up. And I'll be sitting and laughing at all of you from my flat earth right underneath you guys. So I think I'll be doing fairly well. Thank you for your concern, though, Mr. Prince. I truly appreciate it. Now, fruit, forbidden fruit. You said that your mother is a Muslim, correct? Is your mother was the Muslim? Is that correct? Okay. My question to you is, according to Islam, are women allowed to marry non-Muslim husbands? I'm not attacking your mother. I'm asking, is there something that allows for your mother, being a Muslim, to marry a non-Muslim male? I'm not insulting your mother. Please don't assume that I am. I'm not. I'm simply asking, is what she did forbidden in Islam, or is it allowed in Islam? No. Okay. So, so you do see that there's a problem with this. You said that you were half in the room earlier. You said that you were half because your mother was Muslim, your father is Christian. Okay. Now, on the Christian side, there's no punishment for what your father did. On the Islamic side, there actually is a punishment for that. Does that not strike you as bothersome? Does that not bother you? I mean, obviously, your mom and your dad stayed together, so it's not, it's not that, that big a concern. But it doesn't matter if you're from the Middle East or from Europe or Asia or anything like that. Islam is Islam the world over. As long as your mother says, and this is not me being disrespectful, I'm just saying for the tenets of Islam, the idea is as a Muslim woman, she's not allowed to do that. You don't do the stuff punishment? Okay. Well, I'm glad that your family doesn't. I'm glad that they're working things out as much as they can. I'm glad that your father loves your mother loves your father. I'm very happy for you for that. But please don't assume that that is the normative treatment of Islam. That's not what Islam teaches. Islam does not allow that at all. And hopefully, and I'm glad for that. That's a wonderful thing because Islam is, so far as I've studied Islam, I've not found one verse in the Quran that talks about a man marrying a woman because he loves her. Not one. I've made it my business to study the Quran quite in depth for the past 8 months, and I've only recently, for the past 8 months, I've actually taken to studying it. Outside of these past 8 months, I didn't know anything about Islam. I knew absolutely nothing. I was completely ignorant. And so from what I've learned thus far, I've not seen one verse in the Quran that says that Allah commands men to love their wives. Not one. And so I find it to be very easy for a woman to fall in love with a man. That's obviously no problem. at all. So the idea that in Islam, the idea of people marrying out of love for each other, there's no concept of that. I've not seen any I've not seen any verses in the Quran that would support such a view. So I'm very glad to hear that your father loves your mother and that your mother loves your father. I think that's a wonderful thing to see in this world. Two different religions coming together, two different belief systems coming together out of pure love that they have for each other and their children. That's a wonderful thing, and God bless your family. I hope and pray that they don't get separated or anything of that particular nature. Just so you know, but that but having said that, that is most certainly not in accordance to what Islam teaches. So I hope that there's no backlash against your family because of that. I hope that your family doesn't know anybody that's so traditionally Islamic that they would potentially harm somebody in your household because of that. And but before I get off the mic, I'm hoping that you understand that Islam is not a religion that promotes love among married couples. I really hope you understand that. I hope that you don't, as much as romantic as the idea is, I would definitely say do not look at your family's, your mother and father's marriage as representative of the true Islam, because it does not, unfortunately. And this is the truth, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that you do not take after your mother's religion. I hope that you do not follow Muhammad. I hope you don't follow Allah, because according to Islam, as a woman yourself, you are to be subjugated by Muslim men. And Allah does not particularly care for females. He's not really fond of women for some reason. I don't know why, but he's not particularly fond of women. And he has said that you are the majority dwellers of the hellfire. I hope that you know that. And if I were you, depending on what your mother knows about Islam, I would talk to her very, very seriously about leaving Islam, because if she doesn't realize it, then she's on her way to hell. Most Muslims are on their way to hell. And this is not from the Christian worldview, by the way. According to Islam, 999 out of every 1,000 Muslims is in the hellfire. And the majority of the people in the hellfire are women, according to Islam. I'm not, you're thinking that I'm being insulting toward your mother. I'm not. This is what Islam teaches. This is truly what Islam teaches, that the vast majority of the women are the dwellers of hellfire. This is true. I'm not, if you want to fact check me, you feel free to. Go to Sahih Bukhari, book number 6, hadith number 9. So this is what your prophet said about women in hell. He said that women are the vast majority of the women, of the people of hellfire are women, because they curse too much and they are ungrateful to their husbands. On top of which, they're also deficient in their intelligence and they're deficient in their religion. This is what Muhammad says about them, not me. Okay, this is not me. I'm happy for the fairy tale that your mother and your father are living, that they are in love with each other and everything like this. But this isn't me. Okay, I'm just repeating what has been taught in Islam. This is the case. I'm truly not trying to offend you. I'm just telling you that this is what Islam teaches. This is not me trying to, drive a wedge between you and your family or anything like that. I'm just saying, and I just gave you the reference. Sahih Bukhari, book 6, hadith number 9. Okay? This is what Islam shows about women, particularly women. Muhammad himself also said that women are bad luck. Okay? I hope that you are. And if you are listening to what we're saying, I would suggest having a very serious conversation with your mother about this. And because your father is a Christian, hopefully you can have a her learning about the Jesus that died on the cross for her, and who actually wants to have a personal relationship with her. Excuse me. So this is my hope for you as a Muslim woman, and as for your mother as a Muslim woman as well. I'm hoping that, hopefully, excuse me, that she will actually listen to you and abandon her faith in Islam. That's my hope. Okay, I hope that you do have these kind of conversations, and that it's at least something that you can talk about in the household or what have you, without malice or bitterness or anger in the house, because that would definitely tear the house apart to start having anger because of these religions. But I'm happy for you. I truly am. God bless you and your household. I would say unto your mother and father, Psalms 115 verses 14 to 15. You can read that in the Bible. If your dad has a Bible and if he reads out of it, you can look to those. And I would send you Christian blessings at all time, and send blessings over you and your household, so that way they're strong. But I really hope that you would not fall for Islam. I truly do. Okay? I would definitely advise you to read it. I would advise you to read it with your mother. And I would love for your mother to no longer be a Muslimah. I would love to see her become a full-blooded, full-fledged Christian, denouncing Islam, denouncing Allah and Muhammad. I would truly, and I hope and pray, and that's what my prayer is going to be before I go to sleep tonight. I'm going to make sure that I pray for you and your household, so that way that's the case. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. This was not meant to be an insult towards you or your household or your family in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This was only a means for us to show that in Islam, women are not looked upon highly because of Muhammad and Allah. And if you get into becoming a Muslim as a woman, things are not going to be particularly good for you. So that's my hope for you and your family. God bless you. And I pray that you will continue on the path of righteousness, but not the path of Islam, the path that your father is on as a Christian, worshiping the Jesus that died on the cross for you. So I'm hoping that you will do that with your family, so that way your family can be even stronger and even greater united, so that way your house can be truly blessed from the top to the bottom, with there being no division of there being any different gods in your household. So that is my hope and prayer for you. And I hope that you see it as that. Thank you very much.
All right, this is not just about a man, the women they marry. Like, obviously that her father and her mother, they're not religious, and this is why maybe it goes. This mean both are not Christians and not Muslims, both. However, for me, I believe that belief is nothing to do with the birth. Like you are born from a Muslim mother or father, it doesn't matter really. If you follow things just because you are born in it, that's not real. If you follow things because you choose it, that is real. So for us, we don't believe in we believe that you have to be born again, which means you are born by your belief. Born from your parents, oh, so what a big deal. Even cats have parents. But we have to make decision in this life, which one is the best for us. Follow Muhammad, the man who say beat women, like you as a woman, think about it. Which one is better for you? Which one is logical to be the true God? The one who said respect women, love them, sacrifice yourself the same as Jesus sacrificed himself to the church? Jesus, he ordered a Christian man to love the women the same as Jesus loved the church. Or a man who said beat your wife, jail them, sleep as many as you want, as much as you want, as much you can afford it. There's no limit. Do you guys know that there's no limit in Islam for how many women you can marry? The limit in Islam is 4 wives at the same time, but there's no limit. You can re-divorce or remarry and re-divorce or remarry forever. So if you are rich, if you are a rich person, You can have new wives every day. You know what I mean? You can remarry every day, every second. Divorce one, marry one. Divorce two, marry two. Divorce three, marry three. Divorce four, marry four. Buy food, buy. This is not a religion to accept. This is a cult teaching people every bad things in life. Not only there's no respect, there's no logic of anything good. Beating wife with toothbrush? What word toothbrush? That would be funny actually. If you beat your wife with toothbrush, she will be laughing. What kind of punishment you beat a woman with toothbrush? Like seriously. The miswak, the one they say it's a toothbrush, it is a long root. The miswak is a tree. It is a tree. It's called the tree of al-arq. Al-arq. This tree have a long branches, very flexible. So they beat the camel with it. What they say to you, the miswak is the one they cut now small pieces and they sell in the market. This is not what Muhammad is talking about, or not what Muslims they beat their wives with. This is for the teeth, but it's the same wood they beat the wives with. It's very harmful, very long, very flexible. It's a root actually. It's a root. It's going to be like a belt. It's a long root. I can show you actually. I can show you the tree we are talking about. Hold on, let me search for you and find you what we are talking about. All right. When you see the roots of this tree, you will see how harmful it is, and it's not what they say. You know. You can see I found a website. I hope they have. I hope they have pictures for the tree. No, they don't. Let us see different one. This is the same tree. You know, they beat with its branches, camels, etc. Let's see here. I found those. It said that shows the pieces of it after they cut it pieces, but not the tree itself yet. Let us see. It's a big tree. All right. Okay. Well, this will give you an example, but I want to show you the tree actually, the roots of it. This is a tree. If you open this link, but the thing they use is the roots of it, and then they cut the roots pieces, small pieces, but the roots is long and they are very flexible. So when you beat somebody with them, They are very harmful. The roots are not those tiny things you see that they show you. They are long branches. All right. Did you see the page? Did you see it? Actually, here they are posting an English name, saying it's called Salvadora Persia. I suppose this is an English name. I'm not sure. Anyway, if you go down in the page, you will see how they cut it to pieces. And some of them they are long, some of them they are small. All right, look like this is the. Okay, actually, if you look at this picture here, let me see if I can pause the link. You might see how big the roots is. Oh man, the link is so long, it's not working. Let me try to use Google shorten a link. All right, I will use Google to short the link. Where is the thing? This is not the one. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, try this link, guys. Let me try it first from my side to be sure there's nothing wrong with it. I know. Anyway, I think the picture I sent you is enough. Are they also the ones they are used to beat the men who? Yeah, they beat them. They beat the camel with it. They beat the camel. The camel is very tough animal. This is a branch. The shepherd they hold in their hand to beat their animals with it. Same time, when he is not busy, he starts playing with his teeth with it. It's a dirty thing anyway. Do we have any Muslim here? In the name of God, you're mine.
Oh, thank you, brother. I hope the voice is coming through. There was something that was in my mind, and I wanted to ask. There was an Islamic scholar by the name of Badawi, and I'm trying to figure out which one. Read in a book a long time ago, and even forgot the book, where that Islamic scholar says that Islam fails on the point of how will God going to justify the ungodly, meaning a sinner. In a measuring scale, if God give justice to all, everyone will go to hell because they have sinned. If God shows mercy to all, then or to some, then where is his justice? If God shows justice, Allah shows justice, he is not merciful. But if he shows mercy, he is not just. So on that point, Islam fails. Does anyone remember where that code is? If anyone can help me out on that, I would appreciate that. I hope my point is clear. If not, do let me know on that. Mic is open.
All right. I'm not sure if he was he asking me a question, because I went away. Did he ask me something? Or he was just making a point? Anyway, if you're asking a question, please let me know. Asking? Okay, can you take the mic again, please? Because sorry, I didn't hear you. Your mic, go ahead.
Brother, I read in a book and I forgot the reference and lost the book and even forgot the name of the title, where the writer was saying that Badawi, an Islamic scholar, admitted the fact that Islam loses on the point of justification, meaning if God is merciful and he shows mercy to the sinners, then where is the justice of Allah in that manner? And if he shows justice, where is his mercy? So in a measuring scale, to balance justice and mercy, how Allah will balance justice and mercy, being just as he is and being merciful as he is known. So if Allah shows mercy to some people, Allah becomes unjust because he has not punished the sinner. And if Allah shows justice to all or to some, then he is not merciful. So Badawi was saying that on that point, Islam fails. And I'm just trying to find out where that code is from, because I wanted to use that one. And you influence, you don't forget Allah has cursed you. I know that like sounds a little bit typical, but I'm a Christian, I'm not a Muslim. The whole point is that the Badawi was saying that Islam fails on a point how God will going to balance justice and mercy. I hope that is clear. If not, please do let me know. I'll try to rephrase my point. I wanted to know, like, if anyone knows that reference of Badawi, where he says that Islam fails on the point of balancing mercy and justice. If anyone remembers that. With that, mic is open.
I don't understand the name. I understand what you're saying. Abu what? Can you write his name, the guy you're talking about? However, this is nothing but more than just, am I heard, guys? Am I heard? All right. I'm not sure you are talking about who, because there's many books, thousands of books. And that's, for me, actually, this argument is not really even, it's not even good. Badawi, okay. I will tell you why this argument is not good for me. First of all, this argument can go to any belief, any religion, anything. However, Muslims do not believe that Allah, he have to be like the justice of Allah is not your justice. As an example, you think, or in your way of thinking, you think that just it is you get punishment based on what you do, right? And actually, the Quran says that in many places. But at the same time, Muhammad, he said that Allah will take the sin of the Muslims and will place it in the Christians and the Jews. Is that correct? Allah will take the sin of the Muslims and, okay, what is the justification here? Where's the justice? So there's no justice in Islam. You know, this God saying clearly, you know what? They do sin, I put it on you. Someone do sin, I put it in someone else. Where's justice? Stupid, right? Same time, I don't know if you are aware of Muhammad saying, which is very funny about Muhammad, if you people don't commit sin, Allah will replace you, it will destroy you. I'll replace you with people who commit sin and seek forgiveness. You heard this before? If you have my book, you can read it. So, if a nation don't commit sin, this is not a surah, this is a hadith. So if a nation did not commit sin, Allah will punish this nation, destroy it, and bring a nation better than this nation. All right? Let me see if I can get you the hadith in English, because I can find it for you in Arabic, but I'm not sure if they have it in English. We will see. So the logic of Islam is very funny. Like, why Allah will be angry from us for not committing sin, and not only will be angry, He will destroy us, and then He will replace us with people who commit sin. Let's see. All right. I think I found it. You found it in English, Sir? All right. Well, that's good. So if you don't commit sin, Allah will destroy you and replace you with different people. Now, where is the justice here? What does Allah want? Seriously, what He want? If we commit sin, He will punish us. If we don't commit sin, He will punish us. Drop the mic. Am I here, guys? Okay, what about now? You hear me now? All right. So what does God want? If we commit sin, we will be punished. If we don't commit sin, we will be punished. So what we will do? The voice is gone again. I think it's Paltalk. Almost every weekend, those Paltalk. Every weekend, Paltalk get screwed. So as you see, if you commit sin, Allah punish you. If you don't commit sin, Allah punish you. So what we should do? How we can make this Allah happy? Crazy religion. Not only He will punish us, He will destroy us, and He replace us with better people. And what the better people do? They do sin and ask for forgiveness. So the whole point, He wants people to ask for forgiveness. This God, He has a mental issue. He wants people to beg Him for forgiveness. Forgive me, please, forgive me. He like it. You don't commit sin, you will not ask for forgiveness. Are you getting the point? Are you getting the point? If you don't commit sin, then you won't ask for forgiveness, and Allah is not unhappy. Allah, He wants people to ask for forgiveness. He will not feel important. You see, this is in the science of psychology. It's about mental issue. You want to have the attention. So, okay, they are doing good. They don't need me. I'm not happy. I want people who commit sin. I want people from Las Vegas. I want people to be crazy. I want hippie people to pray, to do bad things, and then they ask me for forgiveness. Those are good people. I'm not happy. What I should do now? I will destroy them. I'm angry. Pause the hadith again, please, so people they can. If there is a link, you can pause it, please. So, what kind of religion this religion is? So, when you said about justice and Badawi, this guy you're talking about, I laugh. You know what Badawi? What he's talking about? There's no sense of any justice in Islam anyway. Like, what is the justice of Allah when Adam he commits sin, and then Allah forgive him, and then he kick him out? He forgive him. So why you forgive him then if you will kick him out anyway? So what's the point of this forgiveness? You know what I'm saying? Very weird. So there's no logic in this religion, whatever you are saying. So don't think about justification. There's no justification of this religion. Like, what about the justification of Christianity, as an example? According to Muslims, we are lost, right? Okay. What is the justification of Allah to wait 600 years? Why don't send Muhammad second day when the Christians start worshiping Jesus? Because they are lost already. The funny about Islam, you will see in 1 week there's 10 prophets in the same week. Like Moses is a prophet, Al-Khadr is a prophet, Aaron is a prophet, 3 prophets in 1 day. And then suddenly for 600 years, the warehouse of Allah is out of prophets. Well, save us one of them and send him to us. Suddenly all the prophets, no, I'm talking about one time, as an example, one time. Suddenly all the prophets, they are coming in the same day. Like Moses is a prophet and Aaron is a prophet, and both are brothers. 2 prophets in the same time, why? To do what? 2 prophets for 1 nation? And then for 600 years there's no prophets until Muhammad arrived, and you send us somebody who do not know how to read, how to write, supposedly, and he have no miracles. You know what I'm saying? So it's very stupid, very naive. So don't ever think about justification. Okay, what about the justification if you don't say certain prayer before you have sex with your wife? Allah will make your son the son of the devil. What is the justification for this? Okay, I am the one who had sex, and I am the one who did not pray. Why my son will be the son of the devil? What my son have to do with it? Right? Or Muhammad, he said, the sons of adulteries are going to be the wood of the hellfire. Why? What they did? What is if there is one of us here is a son of adultery, what is his fault? Seriously. What the crime he commit? Nothing. Like, did his parents, they ask him, should we make sex or have sex or don't have sex? Did it took his opinion? He have nothing to do with it. So where is the justice here? So, everything in this religion is messed up. And don't look for this Badawi. Badawi, this is a funny guy, actually. Covered. Let them come here so we can make shish kebab. I want to see them here. I don't see them. Right? You know, there is a story in the Hadith about a woman. She married a man, a Muslim man, but she did not tell him that she is not a virgin. She had a sexual relation before, and actually he found that she is pregnant. So he came to the Prophet and he told him, I marry a woman in her veil, which means she is brand new, okay? The wax is there, zero mileage. And when I enter upon her, which means when I have sex with her, I found that she's not a virgin and she is a pregnant. Look what the justification of Muhammad. He said, for the women, you have to pay her for you enjoy her vagina because you had sex with her, so you have to pay her. And then you have to beat her 40 lashes, or 100 lashes, sorry, 100, I think. And for the son, her son will be your slave. Hold on, what is the justification for this? Why her son will be your slave? Any Muslim can tell me? What is the fault of the son? He is born of a free family, free woman, a free man. Why the son will be a slave? And Abdul? No Abdul here? Allah said so, you are right. Let me see if I can show you the hadith. I'm trying to find it so you can read it in English. You know, many years ago, when I used to open my chat room on Paltalk, we don't have English translation or those websites you have right now. You know, like if I want to show them, I have to show Arabic, translate myself, use Google. You know. Any Abdul here? No one? Not even one Abdul? After we close our room, they will show up. Yeah. All right, Chris. Good night. Don't forget to don't try not to dream about the houris, the whore, in the heaven. That will make you commit sin, my brother. Be careful. In the name of God, you're mine.
Yeah, thank you, brother. I heard you said about the reference in Matthew where Jesus is talking about if someone slaps you in one cheek, turn the other cheek. And he said that it was a Roman or Jewish law of that land that someone slaps you and you can take that person to the court. And Jesus, what you meant was that Jesus wasn't telling them to go, and take slaps from people, but it was that he was saying that, use the court or the justice system of the land. If there is a reference to it, I did read these references in a couple of other commentaries after I heard you said that, but I couldn't find any historical reference to the point where, in those commentaries where they did mention about the law, but they don't, you know, take the point or give the reference about that law where it was from. if it is possible, if there is a website or reference where I can get that part, because this is I believe that very important, and it has radically changed Christian approach towards bullying, where people bully you and you tend to let them walk over you because turn the other cheek philosophy that has been taught wrongly to Christian masses. If there is any reference to it to back our point on that point, I hope the question is clear. If not, please do let me know on that. Mike is open.
I will try to make maybe a video about it and post it on YouTube. And, you know, this is, you have to study the Roman law. I don't know if I can find it on the website, but I'll try. But you know, as you know, I have a degree in law, and this is something we studied, and I'm sure we can find. Should we find reference in the internet? Shouldn't be a problem. But there's many law. They were like until now. Actually, there's many law. They exist around us. We do not know about them. As an example, in Texas, there's a law. Until now, it exists. Forbid men and women from putting their laundry in the same line. And if you do that, you go to jail. It sounds funny, right? It's funny. Like, you know, you cannot put an underwear of a woman in the same line with an underwear of a man. It might be funny. However, in order to understand rules that exist in that time, you have to understand the rules of that time. If somebody is teaching you something, you have to understand what is the teaching. As an example, not long time ago, if somebody insults somebody, the two gentlemen, they go and take their sword and they fight in front of witnesses. Is that correct? Is that correct? And whoever kill any one of them, it's legal. It's very legal. You are not criminal. You will not go to jail. So if you say, if we don't have a knowledge of that today, and somebody mentioned to you that, you know what, you hit me in my face, then we have to go and follow the rule of the sword. But he didn't mention really what the rule of the sword is. What is that? We can give 1 million interpretation for it, because you don't have the background of this. The rule of the sword is, you insult me, I am a man with honor, I don't accept that, so I challenge you to fight me with the sword, and either you die and you keep your insult to me, or I die and I clean my honor, because even if I die then, I am still with honor. I fought for my honor. So this rules today, it sounds weird, stupid, nobody do it no more, right? So you need to understand the culture and the law of that time. Every time have its own law. There's I remember I studied a Roman law about if somebody use your pee for laundry without your permission. Very funny, right? Imagine somebody stealing your pee. Yeah, because at that time, people, they use pee as a detergent for the laundry. So if you steal the pee of somebody, people, they save their pee. They save it. They don't just pee and throw it away. They save it. At least they sell it. You go to the laundry. They have in the front of the laundry, they have pockets where men, they piss. You piss, they pay you. I'm serious. I'm not making fun. You piss there, they pay you. And the most expensive piss is the piss of those who drink wine, because the clothes will smell better. So if you are a poor person and you piss, your piss is not really this is for poor quality laundry. So the detergent change based on those who like what kind of piss they piss. So if you are a priest, or if you are a prince, or if you are a king, and you have especially if you drink wine specifically, your piss is expensive. All right. So it's like the luxury detergent. Now, many of you now maybe never heard of this before, that people used to wash their clothes with piss, because piss is what? Is an acid. You know that, right? Piss is an acid. So the first wash, they do it with the piss, and then after that they use like perfume for the clothes or etc. They put it with water to change the smell, but they use piss to clean it. So what Jesus was saying simply, use the law. The law is giving you a way to protect yourself. Somebody, he hit you in your right cheek, give him the other cheek, because if you do according to the Roman law, you go to jail. There's one cheek is protected, and there's a reason for that. Anyone knows why? Anyone knows why? Why in the right cheek is okay, in the left cheek is not? Anyone know? Well, there's one, if you beat with it, it can be very harmful, and there's one, if you beat with it, it can be very soft. Try to hit somebody in his left cheek. How you will do it? He's talking about slamming you. Not so, like, if you are facing me right now, I will be facing you. Your face will be opposite direction of mine, which means your right is my left, and my left is your right. Is that correct? Okay. So if I want to hit you, in order to hit you in your left, in your right cheek, how I'm going to do it? The one is in front of me. You are facing me with your left, so simply I use my right, and I hit you, and this will be very harmful because I'm using my hand, my right hand. The right hand is very harmful. The left hand is very easy. So if you well, that's not the case usually, you are left-handed, but I'm saying generally speaking, if you want to hit somebody, you are going to use your right hand, and that make you hit the in a harm way. So if you give him the other cheek, that is the one who will take you to jail, because simply this is the one which is very harmful. This is why the Roman law saying that cheek is going to take you to jail. All right. It might be most people are right. Yeah, most people are right-handed. Correct. It's a weird law, but it's exists. As many law in the time of in the time of the Roman. If you borrow money from somebody, you don't pay him, you become a slave. It's a law. There is many things. Actually, until now, there's many law exist in many countries. They are very funny and very weird. And some of them they are scary. Just 2 weeks ago, there's a woman. She a young girl in I think in Pakistan. She was teaching her friend not to marry a guy and to run with someone she loved and marry him. Anyone knows what the punishment was? Anyone knows what? Death. What kind of death? They tied her into a chair of a car, old car, and they burned her alive. No, they burned her alive. They burned her alive, and the one who did that is her family. For what? For telling a girl to marry the one she loves. She's not saying to him to tell her go and sleep with someone. She is saying to her, marry the guy you love. So there is many law. Today it's hard to believe, hard to understand, and actually until now they exist. India, but they are Muslims, right? Please. It's a Muslim family. I think it's I don't know, but I think it's a Muslim. I remember. Anyway, I will try to find how many Muslims and Jews killed in Spain. Why you go to Spain? What is your business in Spain, Mr. Kolich? You go to Spain, you occupy their land for hundreds of years, and then they want you to give you shish kebab. They will slaughter you. You went there with a sword. They kick you out with a sword. You see the hypocrisy of Muslims? They come to your land, they occupy you, they enslave you for 800 years, and then when you do the same to them, you are a criminal. See, now they are the victims. They are the victims. What do you do in Spain? What's your business in Spain? Can you tell us? Oh, you went there for tourism? You were a tourist. Oh, I think you are a refugee. You crossed the ocean as a refugee. Hypocrisy. They occupy you, they take your land, and then they play victims. Welcome to the Islamic world. Idiots, so killing of Christians is justification for killing Muslims? Yes. You kill us, we kill you. Why not? This is justice. This is even in your Quran. The one who killed, he will be killed, right? Isn't your Quran teaching that? Your Quran says eye for an eye, hand for an hand, foot for a foot. You don't agree with your Quran no more now? Huh? Suddenly the Quran is bad? Everyone has the right to defend his own land. Okay, the Spanish, they defend their land. So what's the problem now? This is the land of the Spanish. You just say this is Spain. You say the Spain, Spanish. Thank you very much. What the Muslims, Arab doing there? How the Arab Muslims, they arrived there? We did not invade Iraq. The Muslims invited us. I can show you right now the conference where more than 100 mullah, they came to George Bush, they kissed his foot, asking him to go. And right now we have hundreds of airplanes and bases in the Middle East invited by the Muslims. What do you say about that? You Muslims kiss our shoes to protect you, and then when we protect you, you cry. You say you occupying our land. We have a base in Saudi Arabia, in Emirat, in Bahrain, in Qatar, in Mauritania, in Djibouti, all over Turkey, you name it. Yeah, Afghanistan attack us. Osama bin Laden, he's in Afghanistan. He attacked us. We asked them to give him up to us. They refuse. We go there and we get him and we send him to the fish. After that, actually, I stayed for a while. I'm not eating fish at all. I don't want to buy a fish and then eating Osama bin Laden. You know, I like to eat shark. Imagine you buy a shark and then you find Osama bin Laden's shoes there. No way. No problem, America. We was talking about America now. What does this have to do with our topic? In America, the president of America, he says Islam is a great religion. So he's a liar like your prophet. Thank you very much. Suddenly America now is bad. When the Muslims, they kissed the shoes of Americans to go and fight for them in Bosnia, they were not bad, right? Hypocrites. Okay, well, the Muslims, they fought with Hitler. The English, they were not fighting the Muslims, they were fighting Hitler. If you fight with the wrong guy, you get beaten. So don't cry for it. How the English went there? Are you stupid? It was the Second War too. You Muslims were fighting with Hitler. You filthy fascist people. Correct, guys? The Turkish Empire was fighting side by side with Hitler. Hitler lost the war. You Muslims lost the war. The English took over you and the French took over you. Why you are crying? If you don't go in war with them, they will not fight you. You are the one who attacked them. They always play victims. Always. The French, the German, etc. You are the one who's fighting. You are the one who joining them to fight against them. The French did not attack the Muslims. The English did not attack the Muslims. It is you Muslims who joined Hitler and attacked them. And you occupied their land, actually. And you killed 6 million Jews. But yet, they play victims. Those are the Muslims. Nobody play victims as Muslims. Crusade? What is the crusade? Here we go. Crusade. Who is the one attack us first? The crusade was a answer for the Muslim attack. You see how filthy Muslims are? They attack you, they take Jerusalem from us, and then when the crusade happened, they cry. Well, we never have a crusade until you Muslims attack us. How come 600 years after Jesus there is no crusade? No crusade. Have you ever heard of crusade, guys, before the 600 years of Muhammad? 600 years, there is no crusade. Muhammad come, there is a crusade. Cry. Cry, Abdul, cry. Here we go, the Red Indian. Here we go. See, here they jump. They are like monkeys. They are like monkeys, seriously. Okay, you know what? The Red Indian in America, they don't pay tax. In Egypt, the Coptic Egyptian, they are the real Egyptian. Do you treat them as first-class citizen? In America, the Indian, they treat as even better than American. I am an American citizen, I have to pay tax. Indian, American, they don't. If they apply for a job, they have to get it first. You believe it? Actually, you are lucky, you are right. If you are an American Indian in USA, you are a very lucky person. They treat you like a king. In the Middle East, Muslims, they occupy your land. Okay, what is the situation of Assyrian people in Iraq? Those are the Babylon people, those people who own the country. You treat them like dogs. So you take the land of everybody, and suddenly the Red American, you are worried about them? You guys? 700 years of Spanish occupation of Christian and Muslim were fully supported against Radak by local population. What is that? Potato, I want to hear your voice. Put your hand up. Put your hand up. I want to see how strong you are. Potato, you kept jumping like a monkey. We answered already about Spain. Don't go backward. Radak, what is that, Radak? Stupid nation. What about the Christians in Mecca and Medina? What happened to them? We want to go back. According to the Muslims, Mecca itself and the Kaaba is built by Abraham and his children. Okay, the Jews have the share 50% of the Kaaba. Then Abraham is their grandfather. And according to Muslims, there was a Jew. He is a neighbor of Muhammad. What happened to them? Muhammad said, I will expel all the Jews and the Christians, and he did. And yet they talk about the Red Indian, the African American. When Muhammad himself, how many African slaves he owned? Do you know what the white man did to the African? Like, okay, how many African Muhammad he owned? Any Muslim can answer? I saw once a video of, I think it was this guy, Badawi, the one you are talking about. He was saying to them, do you know in this city hall outside, those white people there, do you know that those people are the one who all used to own slaves? If I was there, I was saying to him, how many slaves your prophet owned, you idiot? He's talking about the white people owning slaves. How many slaves your prophet he owned? How many black slaves? The poor Bilal, Muhammad died and still is a slave, the most famous slave in Islam. Muhammad died and still Bilal is a slave. And then Bilal, he went to Abu Bakr, he said to him, you know what, if you bought me for the sake of Allah, free me for the sake of Allah. If you bought me for yourself, no, keep me for yourself. But come on, let me go. Muhammad lied to me all his life, saying, I will free you, I will free you, I will free you, and I want the freedom. When I'm going to be free? And yet, when they speak to the white, etc., white, you see, when the Muslim they speak to a white person, they don't speak the same way they speak to a black person. If you are black, they say to you, do you know what the white man did to you? If you are a white person, they will not say that to you. They will not open this topic at all. They play always with the race card when they want, when nothing is racist as Islam. Islam is the most racist ever religion. Even Muhammad, he said, who is the best of mankind? Anyone knows? Who is the best of mankind? The Arab, not the Muslims. The Arab. And who is of the Arab the best of the Arab? We are not done yet. Hold on. Even the Arab, who is the best? Quraysh. And who is the best of Quraysh? We are not done yet. No, not yet. No, hold on. Qusay, the family of Muhammad. And who is the best of the family of Muhammad? Then we arrive to Muhammad. Read in my book. Go right now to the Deception of Allah, read it. So the best people are the Arab, and then the best of the Arab, there's a tribe, and then a tribe, and then a tribe, and then we arrive to Quraysh, and then from Quraysh is Qusay, the grandfather of Muhammad, and then from Qusay we go down until we arrive to Muhammad, and he's the best of the best of the best. But all of them are Arab. You want to talk about racism? What are you talking about? Even in the heaven of Allah, there is no black will enter heaven. Allah will make the white before you enter. You are not allowed to enter as a black person. Every person he want to enter heaven, he have to be white. You are black, you will not enter. Why? Why I have to turn to be white before I enter heaven? What's wrong with being black? Actually, black men, they are more lucky than us white men. Go and see, like blondie women, they are fighting over them. They are not fighting over us. Unbelievable. Sometimes I say to myself, Allah, why don't make me a black man? But I guess it's too late now. What's wrong with being black? There's women, they are very beautiful and they're black. There's men, they are very handsome and they're black. And there's people who they are white, they are not good looking. There's good looking black, there's good looking white, there's ugly from both. So why I will not enter heaven unless I'm white? No, she is not smarter. Any Muslim? When I come to the mic? Actually, we as a Christian, we reject racism, period. There's no way. That's why Jesus said, for God, he loved the world, not the white, not the Hindus, not the Buddhas, not the Asian. It doesn't matter. All of us. And you will see that Christ, he taught that wherever you go, you serve. You wash the feet of people. He don't want us to be proud, arrogant, like proud with stupidity, I mean. Yeah, like, you will see some Muslims, they come here and they will say to me, you hate the Arab. But then when they find that I'm an Arab, oops. He hate the Arab, brother. He hate the Arab. You hate the Arab, don't you? And they will do the same to you. When they find out you are black, it's going to be oops. So Being black, being white. Since when the quality have to do with the color? This is something we see only in Islam. As an example, Muhammad, he said, if you see a black dog, kill him. They said to him, what the difference? What distinguish a black dog from yellow dog, from a blonde dog, from a white dog? He said, the black dog is a devil, kill him. This is Muhammad, not us. Who in the world will believe that if you have a black dog, you should be kill him because he's bad, and the white dog is good? Who is a racist here? Even against animals, there is racism. Do we have any Muslim here would like to come to the mic? So we open our chat room. We challenge the Muslims to come. We challenge their scholars. We don't see them. Where are they? Anyone there? Any Abdul? So Smarter, he like to tell the truth, and we like to hear the truth, Mr. Smarter. So what do you think, Smarter, about Islam, as long as you like to tell the truth? Do you like to come to the mic and tell us about it? Hmm? Okay, so because this is mean that the people of London, they are not racist. You Muslims, they would never elect Christian mayor for the city of Mecca, right? That's mean people of London, they are very good people. They are not racist. This is a proof that everything you said is a lie. No, forget about being ignorant. The first thing prove that they are not racist, because this guy is a Pakistani Muslim, correct? This is a proof that those white people, the majority of London, are white. The majority of London, they are not racist. Can you do that in Islamic country? Can you elect a Jewish guy in Egypt to be the mayor of Cairo? So you are no match. They are good, you are bad. Still 13% Muslims. That's mean, when you say 13%, this means that 70% of them, they are children. They cannot vote. So what is left is 6%. They cannot make anyone win any election. And by the way, the Muslim you are talking about, he voted for gays. He voted yes for gays, correct, guys? So why you are saying he's a Muslim? He's a Muslim? He said yes for gay marriage. And he voted against hijab. He voted against hijab. So I don't know. He's a Muslim or he's not? Look like he's a Muslim, but he don't like Islam. Otherwise, why he vote against the hijab? It sounds good because now he can strip Muslim women from hijab and nobody can complain. He's a Muslim, right? Muslim cannot say, "Oh, they are discriminating us." He's a Muslim. The mayor himself is a Muslim. He can strip Muslim women from their hijab. Anyway, Smarter look like he's a kid. Maybe he's in the age of Aisha. Smarter, is it lawful for in Islam, like do Muslim girls, they get mature at the age of 6 to get married? Do you have any case in your family, a female, she get married at the age of 6? Smarter? Yeah, this is why he voted for gays. All right. Obama is a Muslim. He voted yes for gays. He is fighting for gay marriage. Okay. And he fought for abortion. All right. He's a Muslim. Like, at least mention someone to say he's good. Like choose someone good to say he's a Muslim. You see how idiot you are? Ah. Anyway, I think we had enough for today, guys. It's getting late for me, and as you know, we have a lot of work to do. So I hope you guys, you did enjoy your time with us tonight. We will try to open every Sunday if we can, all right? So just take a note. And I think the new name of the room is good. Answering questions about Islam. It's bringing more Muslims. All right? Well, I don't know. Sometime if I can open before that, I will, but mostly Sunday. If I can, I'll try. All right? Anyway, you can follow our news in Facebook and YouTube, etc. because I mentioned there that I am open the room. So I want to say thank you guys, and we hope the Muslims, they will get better in intelligence and stop drinking camel urine. Obviously, it's not working good. Not for your lung, not for your kidney, not for your brain, not for your heart, not good for anything, trust me. The only thing good for urine is to clean the underwear of Muhammad. However, with this, we say thank you. God bless. Christ is Lord. Islam is false. I mean to that. See you soon.